Hello, good morning, everybody. Brock and Salk Show. Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com, Seattle Sports app, and, of course, all the podcast platforms out there as well. 97.3 HD2 if you are driving around the city this morning locally. Yeah, you can listen in crystal clear, high-definition radio. And, of course, also on YouTube, which has kind of been like the big focus recently. What the growth on YouTube. Pretty spectacular. I mean, I know that is sort of like the wave of the future and everybody's into YouTube in general, but I'm often shocked at how many people are watching live, how many people go back and watch clips later. And yeah, you can go see the Mike Macdonald show later. I'll say it now because we get the texts about it. It feels like every single week, Maura. I don't know all the details of the why, but Mike Macdonald is not on video live. He is on video if you go
that's
back.
That's just something the Seahawks have always had us do.
Right. I don't know the details. I don't know the why. It's just sort of how it is.
Because Pete Carroll wasn't either.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. But whatever. I mean, like, that's their thing. That's fine. They obviously have a reason for it. So I just want people to know because they always think, hey, you guys screwed up. He's not on. And how come I can't see Mike Macdonald? You can. It just you have to go find it later. Okay. So that's kind of the details on the Mike Macdonald show on YouTube. And yes, he will be with us today, of course, at 9:30. So we will do our Mike Macdonald interview at 9:30 this morning. I don't know what kind of mood he's in, but I would hope it's pretty positive. His team is freaking good, huh?
He seemed like he was having some fun on the sidelines yesterday.
God, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that team, that defense, I know the offense took a while to get going, like, 30 minutes or so, and maybe they needed a little shot in the arm, and maybe they needed a little run back from special teams and Rashid Shaheed, and defense just keeps picking them up, and when they don't, special teams jumps right in, and Nicky Manwari with a blocked field goal. I mean, he was just everywhere yesterday, and obviously that's going to be a big part of our conversation today. But I mean, when they just click, when it goes right for them, they're dominant. They're dominant. I mean, the thing that has jumped out to me I shouldn't say that. The most obvious thing about this team is how good the defense is, bar none. That's it. And they're not going to get all of the credit this morning around the country because, look, the Texans did it last night on national TV. They did it against the Chiefs. They play an exciting style. They're a really good defense, too. Texans have a really good defense. So do the Rams. So do the Broncos. I mean, like, there's 3 or 4 teams this year with really, really excellent defenses. The Seahawks are one of them. Are they better than the Texans? Are they better than I don't know. I mean, ultimately, we're going to find out the way these things shake out in the postseason. But the Seahawks have, I would just say, as good a defense as anybody because I don't want to disrespect those other 3. I think they're all really good D. Seahawks are awesome, man. They haven't allowed a touchdown in 2 weeks. Let that sink in for a sec. Seahawks haven't allowed a touchdown in 2 weeks. Now, look, they haven't played world beaters during that time, but they're both NFL teams. I know last week the team didn't have an NFL quarterback, but, Kirk Cousins has been a decent player in this league for a long time. He understands the game. He's a professional quarterback in a way the guy last week was not, Max Brosmer. And they just embarrassed him. I mean, there's just nothing for him to do. They're everywhere. They swarm. They get at the quarterback. They stop you in your tracks. The tackles for loss. They shut down the running game. They shut down the passing game. They hit you hard. They force turnovers, 3 more of them yesterday. And then when they make a mistake or two, the special teams picks them up. So, I mean, like, how impressive are the Seahawks? It does feel like at some point that conversation we had last week about whether or not they feel like a Super Bowl contender here in the city, at some point that's got to start to click in, right? At some point, the casual fan, we call them the P2s here in radio. P1 is somebody that, like, listens obsessively all day. The P2 is somebody that, they're a little bit more of a casual fan. At some point, the casuals, they have to, like, recognize what's going on. I have this in my takeaways, but I'll give you a little sneak peek because that's, 2.5 hours away. True story yesterday. Maura, true story. I wouldn't make this up. Game on. and they're going through the beginning, I think they were either talking about him or maybe they were even going through intros. And Heather's kind of standing behind me. She was doing making cookies in the kitchen with Cecily. And she just says, "Oh, Njigba, that's a fun name." It's like, do you not know who Jackson Smith and Jigba is? She's like, "No, not really." It's like, oh my God. What? How do we live in the same household? How do we communicate every day and you don't know who Jackson Smith and Jigba is? She's like, "Well, I sort of heard of him." I was like, "Yeah, no." Like, Heather, he's the best offensive player in the league this year. She's like, "Really?" Like, yeah, he might. I didn't even try to tell her about Megatron because I know that wasn't going anywhere. But I'm like, he might, 2,000 yards as a receiver. It's never happened before. He's like a revelation. She's like, "Oh, wow, that's a lot of consonants. I like it." It's like, okay, well, we all got to come at this from different points of view. So now Heather is in on Jackson Smith and Jigba. Other casuals, I'm sure, getting in on this defense. And over the next 4 weeks, we're going to start to really see what this team is. For anybody who's not bought in yet, it's probably not going to happen next week, right? Coming up this weekend, you got Indy. And while they were good early in the year, it's kind of turned around. And now Daniel Jones got hurt this week, blew out his Achilles. So he's not even going to play in this game. So, okay. So, if and when you beat Indy at home, and I'm not looking past that game. That's still a good team, good running game, well coached. Like, that's a tough game. December game. That's a tough afternoon at Lumen Field. But then you're going to get LA and on a Thursday night, and that's what everybody's going to be looking at, right? That's what everybody's going to be pointing at. That is the game that it may decide the NFC. It's almost certainly going to decide the NFC West with San Francisco kind of lurking as a dark horse. That's it, man. That happens. And then, of course, just by timing, right, then it'll be Christmas and everyone's going to kind of go away for a little while. But, that is the moment where things will hopefully start to really click here in the city. But for the P1s, for the fans who were out there in Atlanta going crazy, man, I'll say when Cooper Kupp scored that touchdown, the Coop, maybe it wasn't the touchdown, maybe it was just a play he made. But either way, the Coop chants were loud. Like, really loud enough that I legitimately forgot that the game was in Atlanta. Now, look, I know Atlanta's the worst sports town on the planet. I don't need to be reminded that Atlanta's sort of a joke of a sports town. It has been forever. It's just that's the reputation of Atlanta. They're very, it is the most fair weather sports town, and they're just there for whatever reason. And it's weird because you don't hear about people moving to Atlanta all that often. So it's not like it's like fully made up of transplants. But for whatever reason, that city more than any other has always really struggled to have like really tight, dedicated fan bases. So maybe I'm not that surprised that once again, Seattle fans were able to take over that building. But they did. It sounded like a home game at times. You see Kirk Cousins with his hands over his ears trying to hear the coach. That's crazy. That's at home. That's a home game. And the 12s are out there just doing their thing, making noise, being loud, the whole deal. Ends up being a really nice win for the Seahawks yesterday. So congratulations to them. That was pretty awesome. I have been following Mora, mostly because Brock is, and he will send me texts about it. But the big Cairo Radio Holiday Magic auction is now really in full swing, right?
How's your golf outing going?
It's at $1,200 right now.
Whoa.
I know. Current bid is $1,250. So and as I think we established, that's essentially just the value of it, right? That's essentially just the value. We went through this. It's 2 foursomes at Newcastle, one at Coal Creek, one at Cave Creek. So, that right there is, I think we figured out, is nearly $1,000 value. And then you throw in the golf balls, 7 boxes of Pro V1s. That was a $400 value. And then I know I take away some of the value by coming with you, but hey, whatever. Bring me along. I feel like this is more like a Make-A-Wish situation for me. I get to go play golf with somebody who's bid on this sucker. But go to go to mynorthwest.com/holiday magic. And you can also, if that's too hard to remember, text the word magic to 866-979-3776, and you can go bid on this. There's other cool stuff. You can bid on batting practice experience at T-Mobile. I love this one. I can't believe nobody's bid on this yet. It's still at $200, which is the starting bid, to have Tom Hutler, PA announcer for the Mariners, do walk-up intros for your Little League team. Given the amount of time and energy people spend on Little League in this town, driving over to, God knows where to get their kids this, that, and the other, why not have Tom Hutler come and do intros at your Little League game? How cool is that? Your kids, it's at $250. Your kid's big league moment, walk-up intros by Tom Hutler, is only at $250. What a joke. So anyway, go to mynorthwest.com/holidaymagic. That and a whole lot more is there. We'll come back with everything you need to know next. Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710.
Get inside the huddle.
The handoff inside. He's Charbonnet. He's going to go. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Taking you inside the VMAC every week. Thursdays, noon to 2.
Our guys show up to play.
Player interviews.
It's obviously been paying off. It's going to continue to do that.
Previewing this week's matchup.
We'll say they come out and just run the ball down the Niners' throats.
And everything Seahawks.
If anybody had a doubt, don't.
The Huddle. Every Thursday at noon. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service. 98 years providing logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linens, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. Visit suplinen.com.
As a quarterback, you cannot run a winning play with a messy playbook. And most companies' data, well, it's a mess. AI is changing the game, but if your data is scattered, you're stuck on the sidelines. Brock Heward here, and this is where my friends at Marquee Data come in. They get your data in shape, clean, connected, ready to perform, so you can finally put AI to work for your business. Whether sales, finance, or operations, every smart move starts with the right data. So head to mydataqb.com to draw up your game-winning data play today. That's Marquee Data or mydataqb.com.
It's the best time of the year. Toyotathon. Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton are providing you with large savings and the widest selection of inventory on Toyota favorites like the 2025 Tacoma, leasing at just $259 a month with $39.99 due at signing. The 2026 Tundra, financing at 2.99% APR, up to 72 months, and $1,000 bonus cash. The gas and hybrid RAV4s and the Corolla Cross. It's Toyotathon. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered. Visit ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com. Offers valid until January 5th, 2026. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and a $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Model 7540.
O'Brien. We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This college football season, show your school spirit every time you pay. Introducing college-branded Venmo debit cards. Rep your team on and off the field with custom school designs that let everyone know who you root for. Whether you're tailgating, grabbing snacks for the watch party, or celebrating a win, you can unlock 15% cash back at ESPN. 1 free year of Perplexity Pro and more. This college football season, score more with the Venmo debit card. Get yours now in the Venmo app. Learn more at venmo.com/collegecard.
Max cashback varies. Terms apply. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank, N.A.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/play.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
Gonna let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN.
Seattle Sports.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
It's the best time of the year. Toyotathon. Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton are providing you with large savings and the widest selection of inventory on Toyota favorites like the 2025 Tacoma, leasing at just $259 a month with $39.99 due at signing. The 2026 Tundra, financing at 2.99% APR, up to 72 months, and $1,000 bonus cash. The gas and hybrid RAV4s and the Corolla Cross. It's Toyotathon. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered. Visit ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com. Offers valid until January 5th, 2026. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and a $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Model 7540.
O'Brien. Getting more as a MyLowe's Pro Rewards member is easier than ever with the Lowe's app. Download it today and earn 500 points the first time you log in. Plus, your digital wallet helps you scan, save, earn, and access what you need to manage it all in one place. Download the Lowe's app and take advantage of your Pro benefits today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 12/1/25 through 1/7/26. Offer valid for first login per organization only. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Additional restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Well, it took 30 minutes or so for the offense to come alive in the game yesterday, but they eventually got contributions from all three groups as the Seahawks end up cruising past Atlanta 37-9. The defense, they just did their thing, their usual thing. No touchdowns, 3 turnovers. They only registered 1 sack, but don't worry, they knocked down 10 passes in the game. Pretty incredible. Special teams blocking a field goal, and then to start the second half, they did this.
The usual cast of characters deep, Velus Jones and Rashid Shaheed. Shaheed, the deeper of the two, back on the goal line, and here comes the kick, end over end. Shaheed from the goal line. Near right side numbers, up the field 10, 20, looking for a gap. He's got one. He's off to the races. Look out. This could be it. 50, 40, 30. They're not going to touch him. 10, 5. He looks back. Touchdown, Seahawks. What a way to start the second half. Kick the ball to Rashid Shaheed and say, go, baby, for 100 yards. And he does. The Seahawks on top now, 12-6. And a chance to put a 13th on the board. Shaheed grabs the football, heads to the sidelines, and the Seahawks, just like that, the big play, and they take the lead.
Yeah, 10-point advantage on special teams between the block kick and then obviously the touchdown. Just such a huge deal. Not only that, but you get, 3 made field goals as well from Jason. I mean, just one of those games, right, where they kind of did everything well, and eventually the offense showed up. 249 yards, 3 touchdowns for Sam Darnold. This was one of them to JSN.
But now Kupp shifts from left to right. He lines up in the backfield with Darnold, and Darnold steps up in the pocket, dumps it off underneath, and it's caught. Touchdown, Seahawks! JSN flips the ball into the stands to some Seahawks fans. His second touchdown reception of the game from 4 yards out. Sam Darnold with a nice pass, gets away from the traffic inside, finds JSN, and Jackson Smith-Njigba is just carving up the Seahawks receiving record books. Another reception. He's now got 9 on the season, career high. And listen to the Seahawks fans again with the Seahawk chants as Jason Myers comes on for the PAT.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. In fact, everyone was talking about it afterwards. Cut 7, Mike Macdonald. Remember he was on with us last week and said, or 2 weeks ago, and said, hey, I kept meaning to say it. Let me remind everyone. or remind myself to say, like, oh, what an incredible job the fans did even on the road. Well, he remembered in his post-game yesterday.
Oh, it was incredible. Yeah, it was incredible. 12 shout-out. Thanks, John. Man, I just so impressed. I mean, I know Atlanta's a great city, but I'm happy that it's incredible. I mean, our 12s were everywhere, and so we really appreciate it. It really helps. I mean, we needed energy there in the first half, and our fans brought it. And then in the second half, as we started to stack some points, you could hear the Seahawks chants in the stadium, and that was awesome. It really helped us kind of push through that second half.
Pretty cool deal. All right, Nick Eamon-Warry, got to make sure we shout him out as well. 6 tackles, 1 sack, 1 pick, 1 blocked field goal, 2 passes defensed, and a TFL. I mean, talk about filling up a stat sheet. He did everything. Seahawks get to 10-3 with 4 to play. Indy up next, but now they've lost 3 straight, and Daniel Jones is out. He tore his Achilles. Rams win to stay at 10-3. They'll host the Lions, though, on Sunday night or Sunday afternoon, while the Niners will host Tennessee. We'll have more on that and a whole lot more coming up in just a moment as we go around the weekend.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
All right, Mariners got a little jump on the winter meetings, which start really today in Orlando. Saturday, though, they deal catcher Harry Ford to Washington in exchange for lefty reliever Jose Ferrer. Lots to unpack here. Ferrer needed, he fit a need, right? They needed a lefty reliever. They needed a leverage arm. They kind of ran out of him in the postseason, and the guys that were here threw a lot of innings, and I think there's some concern about that. Apparently he's got a nasty hard sinker, induces a lot of ground balls, really good against lefties, though the numbers aren't exactly spectacular. I think what we'll end up discussing here is the lack of value for Harry Ford. And I'm not that surprised by it. Look, they've been trying to deal him for over a year. They just weren't in love with him. Everything I've always heard is that the Mariners didn't really believe that he was a long-term answer at catcher. And if he couldn't catch consistently, then he had more value to another team. They tried to deal him last year. They tried to deal him at the deadline. We'll see if they're right. I mean, obviously, he's going to get an opportunity, and we'll find out whether or not they were right on him. They're going to need a backup catcher, though, now, too. Guess whose name has come up? Brock's going to be excited at 7:15 when we talk about it, but Mitch Garver, obviously at a greatly reduced cost, could very well find himself back in Seattle as just the backup catcher. I would be surprised if they were looking for him to DH as much as he has in the past. But as a backup catcher, did a pretty good job last year.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
All right, Huskies heading to the LA Bowl next week. They actually found an opponent, Boise State. More on that in a moment. That'll be in SoFi Stadium. Cougs looking for a new coach again. This is crazy. After just one season, Jimmy Rogers heading to Iowa State to replace Matt Campbell, who, of course, has been hired at Penn State. I got to be honest, I didn't even spend any time learning who Jimmy Rogers is, and I may not spend any time on the next coach because the assumption is if he does well, he's going to be out of here a year after that. Indiana takes the top spot in the college football playoff after a dramatic win over Ohio State. Miami and Alabama in. Notre Dame left out. They are not pleased. More say it ain't so. They are opting to refuse their invite to the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
I thought that might upset you.
It does. I mean, I've always hated Notre Dame on principle, but the fact that they're dissing Pop-Tarts is just unforgivable. Anyway, Kraken played better on Saturday. Still not enough. They gave up a late goal. They lose at home to Detroit. 4-3. Montour, Stevenson, Larson with the goals. They will host Red Hot Minnesota tonight. That is everything you need to know. Quarter past every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. I think everybody's now saying no to the Bulls. The bowl system's dead. I mean, that whole thing is toast. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I hear a lot of people complaining about the Notre Dame, like, oh, you know, they wanted to leave out Notre Dame. Like, really? Since when anything with TV, they want Notre Dame. You think they want James Madison and Tulsa in over Notre Dame? It's just the way it worked. You know, what are you going to do? They got to decide on somebody. Maybe they should have taken Notre Dame over Alabama.
I think the outrage is over the fact that the weekly rankings had them in the top 10 every week leading up to it. So it's like, what are we doing here?
I mean, it's very clear that they don't like the fact that Notre Dame is not in a conference. right? I mean, like, hey, the other teams are playing a game that you're not, and also there's a whole lot of money behind the conference thing. So, yeah, look, it's all dirty pool. What are you going to do? All right, I don't care. I really don't. At the end of the day, like, I don't care. I didn't watch. I've never seen Notre Dame play once this year. Same with Miami. Same with Alabama. So I don't really care which one's in. You guys know better than me. More is going to take us around the weekend. It's next on Brock and Salk.
It's the Hawks Player Spotlight.
Tight end A.J. Barner's with us. How are you, man?
Doing well. It's good to be on here.
Brought to you by Three Tree Roofing.
The rookie on this O-line, Gray Zabel, is with us.
Sam is an elite quarterback.
Going deep with a different Hawks player every day at 3:30 with Wyman and Bob on Seattle Sports.
Every time he walks into the huddle, we know we got a chance for a big play.
Nick Eamon-Wari is with us.
I felt good physically going into the game.
Catch up on every Hawks Spotlight on Seattle Sports on YouTube and the Seattle Sports app.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend wants your fine jewelry and dream engagement ring to be nothing short of perfect, no matter the price. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
The insurance world, it can be confusing. So have First Mark Insurance guide you through it by taking the free First Mark Challenge. They'll explore offerings from top carriers for better coverage and lower rates. They save the Heward family thousands. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
This one's for the flavor fanatics. Sour Apple 5-Hour Energy Shots don't mess around. They bring the bite. Tart, tangy, and packed with tasty caffeine, this little 2-ounce bottle punches above its weight. With 0 sugar and as much caffeine as a 12-ounce premium cup of coffee, it's the kind of pick-me-up that keeps your taste buds happy without the crash. And it doesn't stop at Sour Apple. There are 17 bold flavors waiting for you to discover. Pick one up in store or stock up online at 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon today.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
It's here, the Light the World giving machines at the Alderwood and South Hill malls. With a swipe of your credit card, donate a chicken, school supplies, meals, and more. Go to givingmachinewa.org.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident,
outside the box, from inside the box.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi keeps your meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of the video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum fiber internet blowing the soxies of all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
From holiday hosting to unforgettable gifts, Omaha Steaks delivers the world's best steak experience. And now, during the Sizzle All the Way sale, you can get 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com. Plus, our listeners get an extra $35 off with promo code SKY at checkout. I was lucky enough to receive Omaha Steaks as a gift, and it was everything I had hoped for. Items were individually packaged so I could cook for the entire family. Or if I was the only one home, I would treat myself with a delicious steak, sides, and even dessert. I loved those nights by myself. Right now is the perfect time to save on delicious gifts and holiday hosting favorites. Every steak is perfectly aged to maximize tenderness and hand-cut by master butchers in America's heartland. It's holiday magic made easy. Save big on gourmet gifts and more holiday favorites with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their Sizzle All the Way sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code SKY at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. That's omahasteaks.com, code SKY.
Brock and Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
I think one of the challenges with the Harry Ford trade is that he went for a reliever that most of us are not that familiar with. And, you know, look, we've gotten very, very comfortable with the name Harry Ford as a big-time prospect, as a potential long-term either option for the Mariners or somebody that was going to bring back more in a trade. I think what you find out yesterday, the reality, he wasn't. That's not who he was. Like the league just doesn't value him that way. And if you need any proof, remember this. The Mariners needed to make the throw-in in the deal in order to make this work. I forget the guy's name. What's his name? Lyon? Justin Lyon? Isaac Lyon. Thank you. Like the Mariners needed to throw in another player in order to entice Washington to deal this reliever, Ferrer, to them for Harry Ford. So this idea of, Harry Ford had more value, this, that, and the other, I just don't think it's true. This is the value of Harry Ford. Unfortunately, the league doesn't really believe in him either, and eventually the Mariners decided to do what they could. Look, if Harry Ford had more value, the Phillies would have taken him last year, the Twins would have taken him last year, and you'd have Yohan Duran. But they didn't value him. That's just kind of, unfortunately, the reality of the way the league looks at him. So the Mariners get what they can and now start to move on. Maura, let's go around the weekend.
Sorry, to add to that, I also feel like I have no room to question what the Mariners see in a reliever because they've showed us time and time again that they can make some tweaks and get some stuff out of guys that people maybe didn't see that in before.
100%. I hope he's better than Gregory Santos.
Yeah, that one didn't work out. But they've had some other successes. All right, we'll get into some football here. The Bucs lost 24-20 to the Saints yesterday. It was tied at 17 to begin the fourth quarter, but the Bucs turned it over on downs twice and settled for a field goal when Emeka Egbuka dropped what would have been a touchdown pass from Baker Mayfield. Meanwhile, Saints rookie quarterback Tyler Shuck added this 13-yard rushing touchdown.
Shuck. Oh, here they come up the middle. He got away from one. He got away from Villa. Here he goes. No way. Touchdown!
That was enough for the 24-20 victory. Shuck was 13 for 20 for 144 yards and a pick, but he also added 55 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Baker was only 14 for 30. He's playing through that shoulder injury. He had 122 yards with a touchdown and an interception. The Bucs are now tied at 7-6 with the Panthers for the NFC South lead because the Panthers were on a bye this weekend. But the two teams face each other twice in the next 4 games, and the Bucs have lost 4 of their last 5. They've only beaten the Cardinals in that span, but they did have some tough games there, the Patriots, Bills, and Rams before this Saints loss.
Yeah, this is going to be, when it all ends, you're going to look back at it and be like, really? gave up that many yards to that team and had that kind of an unfortunate loss at home with the crowd going crazy before the Mariner game as well.
They were really good. I think they're just super banged up at this point.
Maybe it's that, but it does feel like such a bummer now later, right, to have this. Anyway, whatever. At the end of the day, there's more interesting teams to talk about, so I will move on.
All right, well, yeah, we have next week's opponent, the Colts. They lost 36-19 to the Jags after losing quarterback Daniel Jones to a non-contact
Hold on,
Achilles
before you
injury.
do that, Maura, I'm sorry. I don't mean to catch you up. Can I just read you something absurd?
Sure.
It's on the subject of that game, but it's not the Bucs, it's the Saints. You know how I find myself trying not to get infuriated by the Duff Kleiman tweets?
Yes.
Like, it really bothers me. I'm
But
weak.
you still follow him, right?
Well, because stuff shows up there that I end up using on the show. Like
It's an aggregator account.
Right. There's interesting sound or video or stuff that sometimes I wouldn't see. And so I do follow the account, even though it makes me mad on a daily basis. I admit, this one got to me yesterday. It's a video of that run you just talked about, his 33-yard touchdown run. In all caps, Tyler Shuck, 33-yard touchdown run. The Saints have their franchise quarterback. Come on. Come on. Come on. Just please don't do that. I wish I hadn't seen that. I'm sorry. Go on. I'm sorry about that. Talk about the Colts.
The Colts, yeah, they lost to the Jags 36-19. Daniel Jones went down with a non-contact Achilles injury in the second quarter. Anthony Richardson is still on IR. If you remember, earlier in the season, he had a freak accident warming up in pregame with one of those exercise bands, snapping back and hitting him in the eye.
Okay, so he's not available?
Yeah, so Riley Leonard was the next man up for Indy. The Jaguars already had a 14-7 lead at that point, and a Jonathan Taylor fumble on the next drive helped them turn that into a 21-7 lead. Things only got worse in the second half with an interception and a safety. Leonard ended the day 18 for 29 for 145 yards and an interception. Trevor Lawrence was 17 for 30 for 244 yards and 2 touchdowns. That win moved the Jags to 9-4 and 1 game ahead of the Colts for the AFC South Division lead. The Colts head here next week, and the Jags host the Jets. Here was what Colts head coach Shane Steichen had to say about Daniel Jones' injury after the game.
Daniel Jones has an Achilles, could be season-ending. I don't have the full details on it, but we'll get more clarity on that. Not for sure, but it's not looking good. It's obviously a tough situation to be in when your starting quarterback goes down with an Achilles. You know, I thought the guys did a good job in the locker room, though, rallying around Riley going into the second half. But anytime you lose a guy that puts in so much work and so much effort and is always there for his team and is showing up with a fibula injury and goes out there and freaking plays, just so much respect for him. Just so much respect.
Is it the Achilles pronunciation you're like?
Yeah, that got me. Brock does the same thing, and I think it's just because of the old quarterback Achilles Smith that for some reason people have started calling it an Achilles. It's an Achilles after, Greek hero Achilles. Achilles. I don't generally make fun of Brock on it. I just kind of let it go. But for some reason, hearing him say it twice in that clip kind of got me. All right, Riley Leonard is going to be here to make his first start on Sunday afternoon.
2025 6th-round pick.
Yep. I'm sure
at,
Seahawks fans will be
Notre
ready
Dame.
to greet him. I actually kind of like Riley Leonard. I like that. I think if you really, to me, he's got some Tim Tebow to him. He's probably a little bit better thrower. He's not as good a runner, but there's some similarity there, which is why he was a successful college quarterback and in the championship game last year, right? I think that he's going to be in some trouble, though. You show up here as a 6th-round rookie looking to take on this defense. We've just seen what that does to guys like that. I don't think he's been put in a very good position, unfortunately, in playing the Seahawks next week.
Yeah, and then, they do still have Jonathan Taylor, but the most he's put up in their last 3 games is 85 yards against Houston. He did have a 244-yard rushing game against the Falcons, which makes you wish we could have done a little more yesterday against that team in the rushing game. But, that's
Matt
about all that you have to really...
Matt Beaverton says Brosmer part 2. Part 2. I don't know. I don't think so. I think he's better than Brosmer. Brosmer's not an NFL quarterback. I think Riley Leonard might eventually be an NFL quarterback, but I still think he's getting put in a pretty rough spot against this Seahawks defense.
All right, the Steelers bounced back after an embarrassing loss to the Bills last week. I think you're going to love this Macdonald sound that I have for you.
Oh, yeah.
The Ravens defense couldn't get much going in the first half, heading to the locker room down 19-7, but they appeared to have some momentum in the second half, adding a touchdown and 2 field goals on their first 3 drives. However, things went awry on their next drive, down 27-22 with under 3 minutes left in the game. Lamar Jackson appeared to hit tight end Isaiah Likely for a 13-yard touchdown. But after taking a couple of steps, Steelers cornerback Joey Porter Jr. knocked the ball loose, and the refs overturned the touchdown call, saying it was actually an incomplete pass. The Ravens then turned it over on downs, and even though they forced the Steelers to punt, their offense was unable to score on the final drive. I don't
you
know
think
if
that was a
saw
catch?
some of these. I did think it was a catch.
I did too. He took 4 steps. What else do you have to do?
Yeah.
4 steps.
Their explanation didn't make any sense to me. I still think that we make it so convoluted that no one knows what a
I totally agree.
Everybody seemed to think that that was one.
I always liked the, 2 steps in the ball? Like, okay,
Yeah.
he took 4. How many more steps does he need to
said that
take?
He needed to make a football move. Or
He's in the
something.
end zone.
I know. Yeah.
He's done with football moves. Yeah, I didn't agree with that either.
And there was a couple of other calls in that game. There was a Aaron Rodgers interception that he somehow came down with, but so did a Ravens defender.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Fail Mary here. They gave it to Rodgers. People thought that was controversial. And then there was one of the Ravens players kind of ran over the long snapper in an attempt to try to block a kick, and they called that, and people thought that was a weak call. So the Ravens did not have a fun time with officiating yesterday.
No, the Likely call, though, really kind of bugged me. I thought that was a touchdown. I will also say, I know that we live in a world where Greg Olsen tells everybody every week that you have to go for it on every 4th down. I did not think going for it on 4th down was the right call there after the Likely play. So remember, they're down 5. Right? With like 2.5 minutes left, something like that.
47 left, yeah.
Okay. So they end up going for it on 4th and goal from about the 5. Is that about right? 5-6 yard line? Mm-hmm. I would not have done that. I would have kicked. Either way, I guess in theory, I understand the argument. You score there, then you have the lead and you force the other team. But
I mean, I guess because they did hold the Steelers on the next drive.
Right.
If you only need a field goal,
you score.
After that, your approach is different.
That's right. Yeah. And so, I don't know. Here's the problem. Let's say you get it. You're giving the Steelers 2+ minutes to go down and kick their own field goal. They're probably going to get that. Your defense isn't that good, and Aaron Rodgers has done that a million times. So I don't know how much you gain from scoring a touchdown with over 2 minutes left. If you fail, then you're in the situation you ended up in, where you would need to go the length of the field in order to score a touchdown. If you kick the field goal, which is almost an automatic from where you are, you're down 2. The other team is still forced into the exact same position they were. Maybe it's from 15 yards closer. That's about it. And you end up getting the ball back, but only needing a field goal, which is much easier to get. I disagree with the call. I think they should have kicked.
I heard Unsportsmanlike talking on the way in, and it was kind of a good point, just how much Tomlin's job security has been talked about, and it doesn't seem like there's as much buzz around Harbaugh.
Well, because Harbaugh's done more over the years than Tomlin, right? I mean, over the years, he's just had better teams. The Steelers have been kind of mediocre for a while, whereas the Ravens just haven't quite gotten over the top. I think that's the difference.
I think both fan bases at this point just feel like they both haven't gotten to.
Well,
to
that's
the
maybe
promised
fair.
land in a long
Yeah,
time,
I mean,
but
that's maybe fair as well. That hey, at
But
some
maybe
point
the
it comes
Ravens
for
have made it
everybody.
further, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
the
the Steelers
Chiefs
haven't won a playoff game in
a while. Yeah. I mean, the Chiefs are going to be having a similar conversation here soon as well. Last night's going to bring that up. All right, what did Mike Tomlin say afterwards? Play me the sound, make me mad.
He was asked if he felt Aaron Rodgers was in control throughout that game.
I did. But again, we knew what was on the line today. And that's why you go do business with a guy like Aaron. For thick days like today, he's a been there, done that guy. But beyond the experience component of it, he relishes it. You can just tell. And that's the benefit of having a guy like AR.
do business with a guy like him. He was 23 for 34 for 284 yards, 1 passing touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown.
What do you make of that phrasing? That's why you do business with a guy like him.
It is weird.
It does. I mean,
It's like
look.
he knows he made a deal with the devil.
Yes, that's exactly what it sounds like. It's like he knows he invited the vampire into his house. And, like, this is why, because occasionally the vampire shows off that crazy vampire strength. But eventually, you know, they're going to suck your blood. Just how it goes. So you might have delayed it a week. They're coming for you, Suki. I mean, Tomlin. My bad.
Is that a True Blood reference?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, a weird one out of this game.
I didn't watch that much of True Blood. I watched like maybe a season and a half.
Yeah, I tried it because I heard it was good, and it
It's a
just
little too
seemed very
repetitive.
Soap opera.
Yeah, I mean, I like Anna Paquin, but it was just too repetitive. Same, this is like the same thing over and over.
And then also a story coming out of this one, DK Metcalf was experiencing some severe stomach pains on the flight and actually had to stay in the hospital in Baltimore overnight. But apparently he's doing better now and, in fact, expected to fly back to Pittsburgh today.
Maybe because all he eats is coffee and candy. Just a guess.
Could be. I thought he backtracked on that later, but he said he realized that he was like setting a bad example for kids. So who knows if the diet actually changed for a few
Yeah,
years.
exactly. He didn't say he stopped doing it. He just felt bad about saying it.
Okay, yeah, fair. In the Any Given Sunday category of yesterday, we had the Commanders, who took the Broncos to overtime and only lost by 1 point last week, getting shut out by the J.J. McCarthy-led Vikings, 31-0.
Yeah.
McCarthy threw a career-high 3 touchdown passes in his return from a concussion. This one was an 18-yard touchdown pass to tight end Josh Oliver on the Vikings' first drive.
McCarthy down the seam, and what a drive for JJ and the Minnesota Vikings.
Nope, sorry, that one.
That's all we needed.
I used,
we got what we needed there.
Curtis makes highlights for his spin around the weekend with the Seahawks, and I stole that one, so sorry. Jaden Daniels was back in action for the first time since he dislocated his elbow in Week 9. Unfortunately, he landed hard on that elbow in the third quarter and had to exit the game.
Yeah.
He was struggling with that Minnesota pass rush before that, though, going 9 for 20 for just 78 yards and a pick. Mariota did not fare any better, throwing a pick and fumbling at the end of the game to end the game. Washington ended up with 99 total passing yards. The Vikings are 5-8. They head to Dallas on Sunday. The Commanders are 3-10, and they head to New York Sunday. Should they just sit Jaden Daniels at this point?
Yeah,
He's
probably.
had like 4 different injuries this year. He just keeps getting more banged up.
Probably, yeah.
You're not playing for anything.
No.
It's sad.
It is sad, man. He's so fun. He's so talented. He has the ability to be one of the best in the league. But I mean, like, if you can't keep him healthy, then it doesn't matter. So, yeah, I would, Maura. I think that's right. I would sit him. I would, at the very least, keep him out until he's 1,000% healthy.
Yeah, because he came back pretty quickly from that elbow, and I guess it was just dislocated. It looked like he broke it. It was gruesome.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to rush him back. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And then, do you feel any differently about the Seahawks' offensive struggles against the Vikings last week? Seeing.
No, look, they were a good defense. We knew that, and ultimately, I mean, I think you see J.J. McCarthy may or may not be a great NFL quarterback one day, but he's a lot better than the guy that the Seahawks faced last. I mean, that was all. I'm not giving them an asterisk for the shutout, but Brosmer was, as I said, horrific. He was horrible. The terrible quarterback. Not good. Not good. Not good.
The Rams destroyed the Cardinals 45-17. They had 306 yards of offense in the first half. They ended up with 530. Stafford threw 3 touchdowns. Puka Nacua had 167 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. Blake Corum had 128 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Jacoby Brissett was the Cardinals' leading rusher with 22 rushing yards.
I watched the beginning of that game. I saw Brissett take him right down for the opening touchdown. I was like, oh, man. Maybe there's a little something Nope, guess not. Never mind. Sorry, I'll turn this off now. Nothing to see here. I watched Green Bay and Chicago instead. And, yeah, no thanks. That was, I had some hope early. but there's nothing there. So I'll
I
be
really
rooting for
honestly think
Detroit.
Jacoby Brissett's been playing pretty well, but
He
the
has.
overall team is not. They're 3-10 now, and they have to go to Houston next week with that defense. So
They're the Cardinals more. They're the Cardinals. They're the same old.
well,
You
I
want
know
to talk
you
about
keep
a
asking
same
why
old
Jonathan
franchise?
Gannon has a job. I don't really know.
Same old Cardinals.
Yeah.
Same old Cardinals.
The Rams are now 10-3. They do have a tough one this week with the Lions on Sunday. Should be a good game. Did you see Shedeur Sanders had his best game yesterday against the Titans?
I did. Yeah.
He went 23
Played pretty well.
23 for 42 for 364 yards with 3 touchdowns. He did have a pick. He also added 29 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown, but it wasn't enough to beat the Titans. Cam Ward was only 14 for 28 for 117 yards with 2 touchdowns and an interception, but running back Tony Pollard had 161 rushing yards, and the Titans just capitalized off of every Browns mistake. They scored a touchdown after Shedeur's third quarter pick and after a fourth quarter fumble by running back Dylan Sampson, and then they added a field goal after blocking a Cleveland punt in the fourth quarter to make it 31-17. The Browns actually did get 2 late touchdowns to kind of come back, but they failed on a 2-point conversion attempt where they took Shedeur Sanders off the field and tried to do some kind of wildcat thing with running back Quinshon Judkins, who's a rookie. He took a direct snap and mishandled the ball. So Stefanski was asked about taking Shedeur off the field after the game.
Again, it's a 2-point play. Didn't come through on our first 2-point play. Got to the second 2-point play, we didn't come through. But that's on me.
Was that play call yours or Tommy's?
I'm responsible for all of it.
Okay. Good to hear.
Oh, they're just, I don't know. It's interesting that the media just really wants him to admit that he doesn't like Shedeur Sanders.
I refuse to comment on the Shedeur stuff. It's all just rage bait. Like, maybe he's fine, maybe not. I don't get it.
It's all overblown on both sides. Yeah.
Did you watch Green Bay Chicago at all?
Yeah, that's the next one I have.
All right,
here.
let's do it.
Green Bay took a 21-11 lead over Chicago in the third quarter, but a field goal and a 17-play, 8-minute, 83-yard touchdown drive culminating in Caleb Williams hitting rookie tight end Colston Loveland for a touchdown tied it up at 21-21 with 8 minutes left in the game. The Packers responded with a Josh Jacobs rushing touchdown. Then Caleb Williams drove the Bears all the way down to the Green Bay 5 with 27 seconds left. But on 4th and 1, he did this.
On the fake, Williams looking, throwing, it is intercepted! Keyshawn Nixon and the Packers will win it!
Packers win 27-21 and take over first place in the NFC North.
They're going to meet again more in a couple of weeks in Chicago. Very curious to see if it's any different when they play, a few miles south of where they are yesterday. It was a good game. It was a really good game. I believe in Chicago, and yesterday did not change my mind. Teams like that, I mean, look, eventually they were going to run out of these incredible wins. And I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl this year, but I think they're a pretty good team. I think they're a pretty good team.
Yeah,
and I'm impressed with Caleb
the
Williams.
interception, Caleb Williams looks like a different quarterback this year with Ben
He
Johnson.
does. Man, he made a lot of plays. He made a lot of plays in that game.
And it's not like we haven't seen Jordan Love have those moments too.
100%. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I kind of like that team.
I think to me, the Bears, I've always kind of liked them. They just seem like such a storied franchise, and you remember those old defenses that were so tough, and they haven't been good in so long. It's kind of fun to see them be competitive again.
Agreed. Yeah, the world is better when Chicago is good. All right, well, good trip around the weekend. It was a really good football weekend, and then capped off last night with Houston beating up on what looked to be a very old Kansas City team. A lot of drops, a lot of mistakes. They just kind of look slow and old, especially on offense. And 6-7 now this year. Ooh, we'll see. What did Mike Tirico say? 16% chance of making the postseason. So maybe a very different AFC this year. By the way, we didn't really get to it there, but the play that Josh Allen had, Mora, to go 3rd and 15 late in the game, he just takes it himself. Yeah. Pretty incredible. That was maybe the best play I saw all day yesterday. All right, Seahawks win. They are 10-3. Their defense is otherworldly. They haven't allowed a touchdown in 2 weeks. That's incredible. So what does it all mean? Brock's in next. Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710.
Save the date, Wednesday, December 10th. Join the stations of Bonneville, Seattle, and Treehouse for the 37th year of Holiday Magic, helping provide holiday gifts and year-long support for the more than 6,000 youth and young adults in foster care statewide. Wednesday, December 10th. Over the 37 years of Holiday Magic, we've delivered 182,000 gifts across our state. Text MAGIC to 888-973-5476 to learn more. Text MAGIC to 888-973-5476.
At Cressy Door, we not only have the perfect garage door for your home, but we also offer options for creating space and even warming your outdoor areas. Check out your options at CressyDoor.com.
Hey Hawk fans, Jake Bobo. Stormy weather is here. How's your roof holding up? Give Techline Roofing a call. With the strongest warranty in the business, Techline has you covered. That's Tekline, roofing.com. Trust Techline.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net. This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. DayandNight.net.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Getting more as a MyLowe's Pro Rewards member is easier than ever with the Lowe's app. Download it today and earn 500 points the first time you log in. Plus, your digital wallet helps you scan, save, earn, and access what you need to manage it all in one place. Download the Lowe's app and take advantage of your Pro benefits today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 12/1/25 through 1/7/26. Offer valid for first login per organization only. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Additional restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check if they're going for it on 4th down, before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo touchdown, baby! What?
Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those?
Yeah, checking first is smart.
No.
So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
On the job, every minute counts. That's why Lowe's now has ProBlock Quick Dry Primer, expertly manufactured by Sherwin-Williams. Engineered for pros to dry fast and go on smooth for virtually flawless results that keep your job moving. It's available in oil and water-based, and getting it is easy. Order online by 2 p.m. and get free same-day delivery right to your job site. Lowe's, we help, you save. Orders placed after 2 p.m. will be delivered next day. Valid in select zip codes. Subject to driver availability. More terms apply.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to accuse you of murder.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
Good morning, buddy.
Well, good morning, Salky.
Nice to be with you after another Seahawks win, another game where they don't allow a touchdown. That's 2 in a row, 8 quarters without allowing a touchdown. That's
is that good?
That's pretty good in the NFL. I mean, it's one thing against Max Brosmer, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Kirk Cousins at this stage in his career is, a world beater. But he is a capable veteran quarterback who's been around a long time, who's not going to get completely overwhelmed and confused the way the kid did last week. Mm-hmm. And they made him look silly as well. The defense is just crazy. It's just really, really good.
So what is this now? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? 10 wins? 10
it's
wins?
not just 10 wins, Brock.
10
I'll
wins?
tell you what jumps out. It's 10 wins, and I think you could make an argument that 7 of the 10 wins, and this is unheard of in the NFL, 7 of their 10 wins have been blowouts.
It's just wild.
It doesn't happen.
Even the amazing year in 13 and 14, and you didn't have games like this. Isn't the way Pete necessarily played them. Though yesterday played out a little bit like Pete Carroll, a little rope-a-dope in the first half, and don't make too many critical mistakes, and just kind of keep it close.
They won 37-9. They blew out Pittsburgh. That was a couple touchdowns, right? They truly blew. Pittsburgh was iffy, but I'll give them credit for the blowout. New Orleans, blowout. Arizona, blowout. Washington, blowout. Tennessee ended up a 1-score game, but that was a blowout. Tennessee kind of rallied a little bit back late, but that game was a blowout. Sorry. Minnesota, obviously, blowout, shutout, and then Atlanta yesterday, blowout in the second half. Of their 10 wins, only 3 of them have been close. Jacksonville, Arizona, and Houston. And you know what's crazy about that? 2 of those 3 wins were 8-point wins. 8, even though they were close throughout. So that is exceedingly rare in the NFL. It's why the Seahawks have the best point differential in the league by a mile. It's why they are one of the top teams and top contenders, and why we think that, if everything kind of goes according to plan, that game against LA next Thursday night is going to be for, a lot. a lot.
Yeah, I wouldn't say by a mile. It's you and the Rams from a point differential standpoint, right? They're at 152, you're at 161. So it's you and the Rams, and then everybody else. The New England's the only other one with the triple digit plus 110.
I should be fair. I looked at that yesterday before the Rams blew out the Cardinals.
Okay.
I probably should have gone back and looked again. I was like, man, nobody's close.
Yep.
And then I forgot that the Rams were going to play just the worst franchise in sports. So, it happens.
So a plus 161 scoring differential in 13 games. So you can do the math on that. Divide it. You're at 12, 13 points a game ahead of your opponent on average each and every game, which, as you said, just does not happen in this league. Didn't even happen. I'll go back and look at the 13 and 14 teams. I can't imagine their scoring differential looking like this, just because the nature of so many of those games and the way they played. And they had an elite defense then. You've got an elite defense now. The difference is this group offensively, you got the most elite wide receiver in the game. So you're that much more explosive, and you have an opportunity when you block and you throw on time and Sam gets into rhythm, and you saw that in the second half. You really saw at the end of the first half, he finally got himself into some rhythm, and then that maintained the whole second half where he played like he did in those other blowouts. Didn't miss a throw in the second half, had a couple critical drops. Outside of that, he was once again nearly perfect. And when that offense is rolling in that way, and to me, the biggest adjustment, Salk, and I saw your notes last night, and I think you're right, and we'll get to it more in takeaways. I think the biggest adjustment was like Atlanta said, hey, yeah, you going to throw the ball? Because we're going to load the box. We're going to make this quarterback that we think can be a little bit iffy at times. He can turn over at times, and he can get a little bit out of rhythm at times. We're going to make him beat us because we're going to put a bunch of numbers around the line of scrimmage. So I don't think they went into this game saying we're going to throw it 70% of the time. We're going to take what they give you, and that's why I think Mike said what he said to Allison at halftime. Just take a breath. Just do what we do in practice and go out there and take advantage of what they're giving you because they're giving you opportunities in the passing game. And in the second half, man, they freaking hammered it.
Just so that you don't have to do the research, Brock, the 2013 Seahawks, 13-3, win the Super Bowl. Point differential that year in the regular season was 186.
Okay.
That's pretty good. That's
pretty good. It's 25 points away, so you're on pace to surpass that.
It was not the high mark in the league that year. Denver, who I think we know how that ended, was at plus 207, but 186. The next year, 2014, 12-4, as you know, number one seed in the NFC, plus 140.
Yep.
So you're already ahead of that pace, which is pretty remarkable.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, like, you got to take this seriously. Now, I got some texts here saying, oh, they've beaten mostly bad teams. I don't know. I don't know, man.
Come on now.
Not all Jacksonville and Houston are playing the way they are.
Look at Houston now. I mean, you know, Pittsburgh was early, but holy cow, they went into Baltimore. What in the world is wrong with Lamar? He just is not.
I don't know. And what's wrong with his coach going for it on fourth down? He's got Greg Olson in his ear or something. He wants to just go for it every fourth down. How about take the points, kick off, and then all you need is a field goal to win that game? Wow. Really strange decision-making. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, and Mr. Mahomes out there is, you know, throwing 3 picks, and do you see what they are? They're 6-7. They're probably out. Yeah, they're probably out of the playoff picture. They're out of the AFC West. Denver or the Chargers going to win that sucker, and
so
this is the year that you put yourself in. So
yeah,
I'm not going to buy that. Oh, they haven't played anybody. You play what the schedule is and what the schedule allows.
But this is about trying to figure out who they are and what their contention level is. And I think the only problem, Brock, with all of these blowouts is we just don't know enough. We don't have enough information on what this team does in these big 2-minute situations because they've really only had a few chances at it, and they're 1-3. That's just the reality of the situation. It's not a knock. It's not saying they can't do it, but we just don't have enough information because we're 13 games into this season, and generally you would expect like 9 of them to have come down to those final couple of minutes, and instead it's really only been 4 games. So what do we know? We know the defense is elite. For the second straight week, they didn't allow a single touchdown. That's 2 games in a row. They shut out a hapless undrafted rookie last week and then a veteran who knows the game. And we know that they're supposed to have this 4-game gauntlet to finish the season. The thing is, the gauntlet's taken a bit of a hit as Indy does not look like the same team. They've lost 3 in a row, and now they're going to start Riley Leonard at quarterback. We can talk more about him this week. They may be a good team, I think, but they're not gauntlet level. And Carolina was already a little iffy to call it a gauntlet level team. We know what this is going to come down to. How do you do against the Rams and how do you do against the Niners? That's your season right there.
Yep. You asked what kind of team or what kind of ceiling, or is it hard when you don't have all the data? No, the ceiling is a Super Bowl contender. Let me be just abundantly clear here now. We're 13 games into the season. We're not 4. We're not 8. We're not 12. Where is the vision for this team? This is a Super Bowl contending team now. I don't need to see those other games. I've already seen them. They were one-possession games. They were decided by a play here, a play there. That's what happens in the playoffs. That's what largely happens in the Super Bowl. That's what's largely going to happen more than likely with the Rams and the Niners. You're not going to beat them by 13 to 20 to 30 as you have some of these teams because you put the bad teams away, and the cream has risen. And the cream is the NFC West, and the cream are the Seattle Seahawks that are absolutely, unequivocally Super Bowl contenders in 2025. And that game yesterday in this little 3-game stretch, remember when you lost to the Rams, you looked at it and went, got to get all 3 of these. Yeah, you got all 3 of these, and you whooped some serious you-know-what along the way. So this is a Super Bowl contending team that will, in those games against the Rams and against those and the Niners, familiar foes, it will come down to a series here, a quarter there, a play here, a play there. That's the game. That's where you have put yourself this season, unlike a year ago. You want to talk
Well,
about
I think-
bad
but
teams?
Brock, I think
You want to
that's
talk about bad quarterbacks? We could do that a year ago. That was the story a year ago. And then when you kind of matched up, you got blown out by Buffalo, you got blown out by Green Bay, you got blown out by these teams. Your 3 losses this year are all 1 play away, 2 plays away, and you could be sitting here at 13-0. Yeah. So yeah, this team's got Super Bowl aspirations, and I think it's time we start talking about it.
I mean, I think we've been talking about it. It's just, kind of waiting for everybody to kind of come along to it. And as we said, beat LA on Thursday night next week. That's gonna change, I think, the way everybody views this thing. And I think the city will come alive at that point with a lot of belief in what this team can do. All right, we got to take a quick break. We will come back, though. We'll give you guys everything you need to know. Brock, I do want to talk about the offense and what happened and how they improved in the second half and what the difference was. We'll do that. We got some Mariner conversation to have as they make a big trade. We'll tell you more about that next.
Yes, we do.
It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710 and seattlesports.com.
Be the first to hear from Seahawks head coach Mike Macdonald the morning after every game on the Mike Macdonald Show.
Good morning, Coach. How are you?
This thing on?
On and ready for you.
The morning after every Seahawks game at 9:30 with Brock and Salk.
Being in front of the 12s is going to be a lot of fun. Trying to bring everybody together so we can push in the same direction.
Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app and seattlesports.com. It's the Mike Macdonald Show, only on Seattle Sports, the home of the Seahawks.
Well, I remember this time about a month ago, and I was telling you we're just a couple weeks away from Thanksgiving and Black Friday and everything else, and to take advantage of my friends at Top Fitness and their Black Friday sales. Well, now we're just a couple weeks away from Christmas, and now is a great time for fitness gifts for your friends, your family, and who knows, maybe even for yourself this year. I'm Brock Ewert, and from weight sets and accessories to the complete home gym, Top Fitness is the place to shop. And right now they have certified pre-owned Precor commercial treadmills. Yeah, those awesome treadmills you see in hotels and clubs. Yeah, you see those sell for over $13,000 retail. Well, right now they are available and ready for you this week at $3,300. They look like new, and they come with a full warranty as well. So don't settle for a lightweight treadmill when you can get a deal this good. And as always, get free delivery and assembly on those Precor treadmills, ellipticals, and exercise bikes. Really is no secret why everyone, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love Top Fitness. Go see them in Tukwila, Linwood, or Bellevue, or go to topfitness.com for all the fitness enthusiasts on your holiday list. Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Bump here. Seattle U's men's basketball is hosting big games at Climate Pledge. Come see Washington State, and Gonzaga. Next game is December 19th against UW. Tickets as low as $20. Grab your tickets at goseattleu.com/tickets. Red Hawks rising.
The Puyallup Tribe of Indians and Salish Cancer Center are excited to announce the 3rd annual Giving Hope Gala. You can help support the Giving Hope Gala December 13th at the Emerald Queen Casino Event Center and raise money for the Patient Financial Assistance Fund. The Salish Cancer Center helps anyone battling cancer, and attending this incredible event supports that cause. For tickets, sponsorship, and additional information on the Giving Hope Gala, visit puyalluptribe-nsn.gov. That's puyalluptribe-nsn.gov.
It's a freezing night, and suddenly your heating dies. A fix could take several days or longer. Don't let this happen to you. If your system's 12 years or older, it's on borrowed time. Upgrade now to a dependable Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning system and keep your family comfortable. Schedule a consultation today at homecomfortalliance.com. For all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, visit homecomfortalliance.com. That's homecomfortalliance.com. And happy holidays to all.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
When my windshield cracked,
I called All-Star Auto Glass. All-Star's money stays in the Northwest. SafeLight sends money to shareholders in Europe. All-Star supports the local economy. If this happens to you, call All-Star Auto Glass.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker III!
Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
You've heard the saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Since 1926, my family's been helping local businesses make great first, second, and long-term impressions. We know how to make your company look good with quality uniforms, logoed apparel, floor mats, linens, and more. If you're paying for linen service or doing it yourself, let's have the conversation. The information and quote are free, but the savings and service can really add up. Visit suplinen.com. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here. For my friends at People Come First or PCF Construction Group, are you tired of just grilling in the cold and rain every winter in the Northwest? Well, with a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry, even in the wintry months. And I've got a special offer for you right now. Take advantage of off-season savings through December and get up to 20% off your entire project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. Most people don't consider building a deck in winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, then contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming, designing, and approving your project so you're ready to build by the spring. Remember, planning and permits take time, so get started right now. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or call 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, pcfgroup.com.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Big Trees has certified arborists and site experts who help you select the right trees for the right location on your property. When Big Trees installs a tree, we offer a 1-year warranty and 1 free aftercare visit from a board-certified master arborist. To learn more about our process, visit bigtreesupply.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, it took a little while for the offense to join their friends on defense and special teams. Were you nervous, Brock? You get a little nervous in the first half?
No, not too bad. No.
I know. You must have been at church because I didn't get a lot of those antsy texts that I sometimes get from you.
You have not gotten a lot of those antsy texts this year.
You've been better.
It's yet another big difference between this season and previous seasons, and maybe why this is a Super Bowl contending team. You got not had many. Hey,
no,
settle
that's
down,
true.
Little grasshopper.
Well, eventually
grasshopper.
They got it all done. Defense did its thing early. No touchdowns, 3 turnovers, and honestly, they only registered 1 sack. But how about 10 passes defensed in 1 game? That's incredible.
Unreal.
Special teams, we get to them. They blocked a field goal. They ran back a kick for a touchdown. But let me stick with the defense because it was ridiculous, and it was led by Nicky Manwari, who was just awesome.
Cousins from the shotgun has Robinson just to his left. Cousins 3-step drop, throws inside, ball's tipped up and intercepted. And it's Nicky Manwari. Ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, and the Seahawks get it. It is Neiman Mori who comes up with the pick. Witherspoon was the guy who tipped it. Man, this defense, talk about playing on a string. Everybody knows where everybody else is. Neiman Mori is having himself a game.
Yeah, he did. 6 tackles, the pick you just heard, a sack, a blocked field goal, a TFL, and 2 more passes defensed. Talk about filling up a stat sheet. Brock, he did everything.
Do you know this guy Gronk? G-R-O-C-K, Gronk? Not Gronk. I think he's Gronk's brother without the N, Salk. According to him, why are you shaking your head? According to him, longboard. Hashtag longboard. According according to him and others, that's never been done in the history of the NFL by a rookie.
Yeah, no kidding.
In any single game, compiling those kind of play-changing game impact. I mean, just it's silly. And you know what's funny? Is on one of Atlanta's better plays, a little check down swing that Ernest Jones finally has to chase the runner down after about 20 yards. That was actually him voiding his own. Like, I guarantee you Mike Macdonald's going to come in here and go, yeah, it's all great, but
But
there's still a play here with his eyes and a play here with it. He's losing
that's
some
fine,
leverage.
but as a rookie, what he's
Holy
doing, man,
smokes.
very, very special, and he'll be a focal point for us this morning. You mentioned Mike Macdonald. Pretty happy with his team in general.
Well, I think we've grown in that area in terms of like we talk about we talk stacking wins, but now it's like in terms of stacking plays, like a moment by moment mindset of winning that down, winning that situation. And we just kind of reload and go back after it. And I feel like our team has grown in that area. And I know they say that, and it's cool. I love that mentality, but it's like you're not really worried. We're just not worried about the result. Like I love how our mentality is really just focused on how we play, down in and down out, and controlling what we can control. I know it sounds kind of cliche and whatever, but that really is our mindset. But when you can stack a certain amount of plays together in situations, that's how you get stops, and that's how you limit points.
Mora has talked about this over the course of the year a little bit, Salk, and even last year. One of the starkest differences is that philosophy compared to what you heard so often from Pete for a decade, and that was it's all about the finish. For Mike Macdonald, it's never been that way. I think we asked him early on. He's like, no, it's not really my game. That's not how I play it. I want to stack that play in the first quarter and second and all the way through and then into the third and the fourth. Like it's every play. It's every series. It's not, hey, we can't win a game in the first quarter. We finish in the fourth. You can win a game. And they won that game in the third quarter where they stepped on the throats of Atlanta.
Yeah, they sure did. Heck of a win. They get to 10-3, 4 games left. Indy up next. But Indy's now lost 3 straight. They're going to be without Daniel Jones for the rest of the year. He tore his Achilles. So that's a kind of a bummer.
There's a conversation there, by the way. That dude was playing through a broken fibula.
Yeah.
He's trying to play through a broken fibula. And what happens?
You're going to see Riley Leonard.
Compensates.
You're going to see Riley Leonard now next week. Rams win, Brock. They stay at 10-7, or 10-3 rather, so they will host the Lions on Sunday, while the Niners will be home against the Titans.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
All right, winter meetings really get going today, but the Mariners got a little jump on it on Saturday. They deal catcher Harry Ford to Washington in exchange for lefty reliever Jose Ferrer. They also had to give up another player, a young player, in the trade. So there's a lot to unpack. I think the big thing for me is that Harry Ford just wasn't very valuable. I know there's people who looked at this and like, wait, all you got back for Harry Ford was a lefty reliever with mediocre numbers last year? Yeah. That was the value. And in fact, you have to throw in another player in the deal just to make it happen. Now, they got back a potentially good player. He could be a leverage arm for them. They need that, right? Their guys threw a lot of innings, and they ran out of leverage arms late in the postseason. But, yeah, that was unfortunately the only value for Harry Ford.
But my house, Salk, is worth more than that.
Right. My
house is worth more than that. Look at what's sold across the street on the water. Yeah, that's on the street, on the water. Yours is not. Yours got a nice view, and he's talented, and he's been a 3-time future star and all that good stuff, and he's a catcher. But they have been trying to work this avenue, as you said, for years, right? The path here, the problem, and one of the challenges for Harry is everybody in baseball knew that he was blocked in Seattle. So what happens to that value? Right?
I don't even think it's just that, Brock. I just think the Mariners have never really believed that he can catch. And I don't think the league necessarily believes it either. We're going to find out. They're going to need a backup catcher. Your guy, Mitch Garver.
No. Next.
Maybe coming
push.
back.
Brady push.
Would you really have a problem with Mitch Garver at a greatly reduced cost just as a backup catcher? Why?
He's juiceless. He's juiceless.
He didn't have a bad year.
There's juicy fruit, and then there's juiceless.
He didn't have a bad year.
I don't care.
He didn't have a bad year.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Your Huskies, Brock, are going to the LA Bowl.
It happened from the first day with him. When he looked at my partner and said, that's an odd question. Actually, no, it's not. Not odd at all.
It really wasn't very odd. Huskies are going to go to the LA Bowl, as predicted, in SoFi Stadium against Boise State. Cougs are looking for a new coach again. Their guy lasted almost a year, and then Jimmy Rogers is going to Iowa State to replace Matt Campbell, who's been hired at Penn State. Indiana beats Ohio State, Brock. Miami gets in, Alabama gets in, Notre Dame left out, and they are refusing their invite to the Pop-Tarts Bowl. How do you feel about that? You always told me all these bowl games are important.
Kind of sour grapes, huh?
Doesn't feel
Oh,
like.
I used to tell you that before a 12-team playoff. Thank you. You haven't heard me say that the last 2 years. Thank you.
Brock, you told me how important these bowl games were.
Yeah.
All right, that's everything.
You know who else I need to tell you about and need to know then? Lance McGee. Do you know who Lance McGee is?
I got to be honest, I don't. Who is Lance McGee?
Lance McGee is your kind of guy, Salk.
Okay.
46 carries, 368 yards, and 6 touchdowns.
Whoa.
You want to talk about a Spartan of Spartans to win back-to-back state titles for Sumner High School in Husky Stadium? That's called putting your team on your back.
Give me those numbers again.
That would be state records, state championship title game records at any level. 46 carries, 368 yards, and his 6th and final touchdown was in overtime as they beat the Lake Stephen Vikings. Sumner did 41-35.
That sounds awesome.
Have yourself a day, young man.
That was
after 300 plus yards against my Puyallup Vikings. He likes playing Vikings. Puyallup and Lake Stevens.
Who is this guy? Where's he going to school?
I think he is a junior. He is a really talented. Obviously.
I would think so.
Really talented.
I would have to imagine that he is. Wow, super impressive. All right.
Well,
Well,
hey, Nick E-Man Worry had a day.
Well, maybe the Seahawks offense could have used him, Brock, because I think there were still more question marks about this offense. Did anything get discovered, solved, fixed? We'll discuss next on Brock and Salk.
Looking for a gap. He's got one. He's off to the races. Look out. They're not going to touch him. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Make it back-to-back 10-win seasons for the Seahawks, but they're just getting started.
We building a brotherhood. That's what it's about.
It's the Seahawks' quest to win the NFC West.
Honestly, we got a lot of special dudes on this team.
Placement, and it's blocked.
Yes.
Guess who? It's Eamon Warren. Yeah, guess who?
And it's only on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
All right, Mike Salk here, and we are creeping up here to the end of the year. So what are you doing? But get a little jump on your resolutions with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. They're offering $300 off right now until the end of the year, December 31st. This is a plan that you can do. You can do it during the holidays. You can enjoy all the delicious meals and still find ways to drop weight by following their plan. I did it myself. I lost 35 pounds in just 8 weeks, so that could be you by early 2026. The plan works because it's simple, it's healthy, it's easy, and right now it's $300 off. No pills, no injections, just real healthy food that you buy at the grocery store. And it starts with just a 15-minute phone call. Schedule yours right now at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
A new exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card is your opportunity to go from cardholder to ticket holder for the FIFA World Cup 2026. For a limited time, when you're approved for a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card, you're eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more today at BFA.com/card FWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, the new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game. Sunday, December 14th. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, December 2nd through December 8th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
It's here, the Light the World giving machines at the Alderwood and South Hill malls. With a swipe of your credit card, donate a chicken, school supplies, meals, and more. Go to givingmachinewa.org.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and if you're somebody with joint pain, this will be of interest to you. Wednesday, December 17th, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
Hi, it's Dave Wyman, and this live webinar is a great education on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
Whether it's a hip like I had, a shoulder, elbow, knee, or even wrists and ankles, this live webinar will explain the procedure and how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells.
Learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures.
Go pain-free in 2026. Join his free live stem cell webinar, Wednesday, December 17th.
Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
It's Toyota-thon. Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota Renton are providing you with large savings and the widest selection of inventory on Toyota favorites like the 2026 Corolla LE, leasing at $219 a month for 39 months with $29.99 due at signing. The Camry LE at 4.99% APR for 72 months, and the Prius leasing at $305 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. It's Toyota-thon at ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered.
Offers valid till January 5th, 2026. Excludes taxes, titles, licenses, dealer accessories, and a $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Models 1-852-255-1263. O'Brien. This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Well, Brock, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but the people are kind of getting on you a little bit. They're getting on you. Well, just a little.
Did I script the kid's name?
No, just his story. McGee actually is a senior transfer from Davis High School in Yakima, and he is transferred to Sumner. He's going to Oregon State next year. Now, maybe after running for 300 and some odd yards, maybe he's going to find an actual power something school to play for next year. Maybe things will change.
Whoa. Easy on the Beavs, okay? Easy. They're in the Pac-12. They're going to be the tip of the spear in the Pac-12.
That's why I said
Wazoo,
that's why I said
Boise State.
Power.
Yes.
Yeah, you heard the word power in there. I think I was pretty clear.
Oh, he's
about
a Cooper Cup Davis transfer, is he? He is an unbelievable player. So, wow. Kudos to him.
Not believable or unbelievable enough for you to know a story, obviously. But
Salk,
good.
I'm sorry. Okay.
I mean, good, just not good enough for you to know.
Spent a lot of time digging in on a lot of other Seahawk numbers, and I'm about ready to come at the king. So go ahead, ask your question.
Well, that was a near perfect game on defense and special teams, right? I mean, you can't really ask for anything more. If you wanted to quibble about anything, and honestly, in the second half, the offense was A+ also, right? The only real concern was first half offense. So what happened? I know that what bothered me, Brock, was right off the bat, and you've heard me complain about this for years. I haven't in a while, was starting off with 3 straight passing plays. Yep. All 3 of them were negative yardage plays. And I just think volume matters when it comes to the run game. I thought it turned around when they started using more play action, when they started handing the ball off, and when Sam started using his legs as well. Yep. But what is it? What got the offense turned around in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is an old Pete Carrollism, right? They finally stayed on the field. So first half had a lot of struggles on third down, and the second half had 0 struggles on third down. So they gave themselves more chances. You know, I'll save some of this for takeaways as well, but that middle 6 right? That middle six that's so important. The final drive going into half, getting the ball out of half. They once again ace that test, and that sets up the rest of the game. And you know what? Atlanta, and we said this going in, was one of the better rushing offenses you're going to face. Bijan's a stud. I mean, he's got a whole bunch of Saquon Barkley to him.
He's good.
He is really good.
I like
yes. Yeah. He is, he's got some ball security issues, and that flared up as Jaron's new cast was able to punch that sucker out. But they were volume, right? They were more committed to the run game than anybody Seattle has faced this year. And we saw that a year ago in that matchup where, frankly, or a couple years ago, was that last year? Last year in Atlanta, where you and I both came out of that game going, if they would have only run the ball 50 times, Seattle wasn't going to beat them. Remember, they went away from the run, and there was a turnover and a turnover and a turnover, and it turned the game. So give some credit to Atlanta possessing the ball in the first half, a ton of volume run on their end, limiting possessions. And so what was it, like a 3 and out, and then a decent drive to get you the field goal, and then the interception. And then I think the only other drive was the one before half where you drove down there to get the second field goal. And then in the second half, it just, from the jump, just cut loose. Shaheed's kickoff return touchdown, the spark to it, and then the whole rest of the fire is exactly what you said. Play action, movement. Hey, Sam, you can run. It's the most he's run this year. It's about what he ran for, by the way, on average last season in Minnesota.
And I just want to see more of it, Brock. I think he's a perfectly capable runner. He needs to be more decisive with it. There was a play, I wish I could tell you exactly when, in the first half, where there was a rusher coming at Sam, and he kind of threw off his back foot, threw it away kind of high and left. I don't remember exactly who it was to. But they showed the replay of it, like, not much he could do there. And I'm looking at it like, well, yeah, there is. The entire left side of the field was wide open. Take off and run. We see so many quarterbacks in the league do it, and I think Sam he's not the world's greatest runner, but he's perfectly capable of it. He's better than Geno Smith is. Right? Like, I want to go see him do some of that. And I think he did later. Here he is, cut 14. This was Darnold on using his legs a little bit more yesterday.
I just, I tried to take some of the opportunities that the defense gave me. I was going through my reads, and if something wasn't there, it was just, not panicking and just understanding that I could get out of the pocket and make something happen with my legs.
And he did. Brady and I were looking at this a couple weeks ago, Salk, and it was the one thing. It's funny. I was looking at, for some reason that weekend, some of the rushing numbers of Sam as well, and Brady wrote about this a couple weeks ago. Like, he just, that's been one facet this year, partly because JSN's been open a lot, and they've been able to throw on time and on rhythm, and how many times has he gone 1-2 throw or one throw, right? But, as the season's evolved and teams make adjustments, this is probably going to be a facet you need to see in the final quarter of the year and into the playoffs more.
He says there that it's after going through his entire reads and progressions that he looks to maybe use his feet. Is there room to do that at times a little bit earlier? A little bit before going through all of your reads. And I'm not expecting him to be Josh Allen. He doesn't run like him. He doesn't move like him. He's not built like him. Did you happen to see their game-clinching play yesterday? Did you see the play?
On the final drive, I did not.
3rd and 15.
I saw that he got to 5 points. Yeah.
Brock, it was 3rd and 15.
Okay.
And they're having that, like, okay, do you throw the ball? Do you try? What do you do? They have him drop back to pass. He looks for, like, just a second. I mean, he did look to see if there was somebody open, and he just took off. 17, 18 yards, first down, game over.
Was it a QB draw, though?
No,
Did the lineman
it was not.
It was no.
Nope,
Okay.
it was not a QB draw. At least to my eyes.
You say that very definitively.
At least to my eyes, it was
okay,
not.
Okay, Coach Salk. Okay,
no,
all right.
Because I thought there was a pretty legitimate look scan. Maybe it was, and I didn't see it that way. But
all right.
I did not see that as a full QB draw. I know what that looks like. It looked like a drop back, but one where he had no patience at all. Like, hey, I'm going to take a quick look. If it's not there, I'm taking off. And he took off, and the dude's 17, 18 yards down the field. I don't expect Sam Darnold to be Josh Allen.
Yep,
I know that. But I do think that there are more moments in the game. You know how much it can change the game, how much it can get teams out of playing man-to-man. Like, there's so many things it can do. I want to see more of it.
So a couple things along those lines. One of the last things after Chapel a couple weeks ago, going into our state semifinal game, and by the way, Our game turned out to be the state title game because that team that we lost to 21-13 won 56-28, and we're up like 28-0. It was not even a contest for them. But leaving chapel, getting to the bus, it was kind of fun. I was just behind Coach Sanford and Titus at that point. He said, "Hey, I forgot to tell you this, kind of on me. I should have reinforced this a little bit more, but I'm going to plan it now. Your legs in championship games," and this was a semifinal, "your legs is going to have to make 3 big plays for us today. You just get to this stage in this level because the competition's usually really good, right? And you're going to have to make and create with your legs 3 different times." What's funny is he did it twice. And on the final play with 8 seconds to go from the 5, maybe, coulda, woulda, shoulda, done something, try to escape and in the red zone. And that third one was going to be big for Sam. If he would just run 3 or 4 times a game, that is it, Salk.
Yep.
He was averaging, when we looked at this 2 weeks ago, and I don't think it changed. Yesterday will help. He was averaging like 1.1 carry a game. That was it. Versus last year in Minnesota, he was up over 3 times a game. He did run for almost 250 yards last year. And, you don't want him running 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Ball security becomes an issue then. But 2, 3 times, 4 times, once a quarter, once every half, with a play like yesterday, getting a first down on 3rd down with your legs, those are monumental in the course of a whole 60 minutes.
He also needs to avoid picks like the one yesterday.
Yeah.
That was not a good decision.
Yeah,
There's nothing good about that one.
You live with some of that when you bounce back with 3 touchdowns.
Some of it. No, but can we just have the quick talk? That was not a good decision. That was not a good decision.
No.
There are picks that you can live with. That's not one of them.
So when you're running to your left to the boundary and space is condensing, windows become really, really small. That was
throwing back to the right. Probably not a great plan.
Yeah, not a great decision. Nope. That governor playing smart, not scared. That was not smart.
Let's just throw that ball away. You're outside the pocket.
He doesn't have a lot of scare to him as far as throws go. Like, I'm not scared to make that throw, and I'm not scared to make that throw.
He's got a cannon for an arm. I don't blame him.
You just got to be a little smarter. Play smart, not scared. Be a little smarter in that decision. So you asked the question last night. You posed it to all of us in our email. This Seahawks offense is. What if I were to use an old Mike Salkism about the Seattle Mariners offense of what year was that? The year you thought it was 2023? Yeah, 2023. Where you thought it was all put together and everything else. And it ended up, Salk, that Mariners offense that year was what in runs? 12th?
It was
8th, 10th, 12th. I mean, right there. 8th. What they got
you
all the
way
way
up
to
just throw
8th.
Other numbers on there. They were, I think, 8th.
So they ended up all the way at 8th, and you're like, that's crazy to me. Certainly for me, they strike out all the time. I focused on all the things they can't do, and at the end of it, you're like, yeah, but they were 8th in runs. And like, what's the most important thing for an offense? I don't care when they come. They come in some bunches. That's baseball. Yada yada yada. They're 8th in runs.
Maybe
where's this?
I gotta look it up.
Yeah, thank you. Look at you. What, you losing some of your stinger now? What?
Yeah,
what?
I am. Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Okay. So where do you think the Seahawks offense is as we sit here on this Monday morning, week 15, going into week 15? Where do they sit in scoring offense in the NFL right now?
4th.
They are second.
Wow.
They are second in the league, scoring 29 points a game.
That's incredible.
29. And you'd say, well, they don't run the ball very well. They don't. As far as yards per game, I think they're like 16th. They're throwing at 9th. So yards passing, pretty good. Yards rushing, high volume, right? But in the end, in total yards, they're also, I believe, 8th or 9th. So they're top 10 in yards. And then the only thing that really matters is scoring. And they're number 2 in the NFL, 29 points a game in scoring offense right now.
That's amazing.
Doesn't it feel a little bit like your 23 Mariners where, hey, man, we can nitpick, and the rushing yards per attempt and the turnovers have certainly been a bit of a bugaboo, and there's things you'd love to correct. But like at the end of the day, and why I think this team is an absolute Super Bowl contender, and I stand on that after this game as much as any here into mid-December, is because they are the number 2 scoring defense, and they are the number 2 scoring offense. And that puts you from a scoring differential, number 1 in all the NFL. At plus, what are they, 161 right now? All right, go ahead.
They're 12th.
What did I say?
You said 8th first, and then you started.
I think it's a 12th first.
Nah, you said 8th first.
Brady, I think we can play back the tape.
No, you said
12th,
8th.
and you said
Then you got all iffy about it. And this and that. All right. Well, anyway, they finished 12th. We don't need to get into the details. No need to get into the weeds.
This
Plus,
group is
Brock, I would
second,
say
Salk.
I'm going to listen to you much more on football because, as you know, you were essentially the fourth member of the broadcast crew this weekend. I mean, it was great. Kevin Kugler, great job, and Moose doing his usual thing. Your friend Allison Williams out there. But basically, it was like, oh, let's go to the fourth member of our crew, Brock Heward, who said on his show in Seattle this week that the Seahawks had the best defensive line in team history. Wow. Yeah, let's go back to our friend Brock Heward, the great Brock Heward, and he would know. Let's talk more about Brock Heward on the broadcast. You were a big part of this thing.
Are you Sensi? Did you want that to be the Brock and Salk show?
Well, I mean,
years ago, you got a little bit sensitive about
I'm
these
glad
things.
to know it's your show that you have here every day and kind of you've been doing it for what? How long? I mean, really impressive. Your show.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Cougs. Appreciate that, Kevin Kugler. Last time I say that Kevin Kugler's one of the best in the business. I'm pretty much done with that.
If I'm here and you're here, wouldn't that make it our show?
I don't know. I'll tell you what. I'm going to ask you 3 good football questions and shut the hell up next. Let's do it right now.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88, powered by Xfinity.
We're going to go red, right, tight, close, sprint left, G, U corner, halfback, flat, on one. Ready?
Brock Heward tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
Blue 88.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Can I just clear my name here for a moment?
Say my name, say my name.
509, Brock, I need your thought on this.
Okay.
509 says, Salk whining about the second best scoring offense in the NFL is precious. Have I been whining about their offense? Then I missed it?
No.
Have I been doing that?
No.
I don't think so.
No, you've got there's only one silver bullet you've got in your gun to really nitpick, and it's fair, and it's a data point that they're 1-3 in the final. Like, that's it. But that's not been the impetus of the show this morning.
Not at all. I'm not whining about their offense at all. They didn't have a great first half. They blew them out in the second. That was great. I'm not whining about their offense. I think the offense is pretty darn good. I want to see what they're able to do in these key moments down the, which are going to come up against LA, San Francisco, and what happens in those 2-minute drives for Sam Darnold. But I'm not whining about their offense. I think it's been great. It's built off a volume running deal, which I love. Play action passes coming off that for explosives.
Gosh, the play action was good yesterday.
It was awesome. Yeah, I'm not whining about it at all. All right, I promised I would shut up. Let me do this. Right. Brock, lots of dominant stats for Seattle. What were the 2 most impressive yesterday?
Yeah, I think what just jumped out, and I was listening a little bit to the Atlanta coaching staff and the head coach afterwards, and he was talking about Seattle really imposing their will in the second half. And it was the third down defense and the red zone defense. It was the situational defense that these guys work on so much that my friends in the broadcast, Kugler and Moose, talked about. The number, you saw at the first OTA practice you went to. My gosh, how much red zone defense do you do? A lot. A lot. They probably stack more practice reps. We'll ask Mike Macdonald about this at 9:30 specifically. But to me and to my eye, oh my gosh, they stack more red zone reps in practice than certainly any team I ever played on or even observed in the NFL. I mean, it's a hyper intense practice point for them each and every week, all month long, and it showed up. Atlanta was red hot. They were 13 of 14 scoring red zone touchdowns going into that game. Kirk Cousins the last couple weeks have been really good in the red zone, scoring touchdowns, right? You got Bijan Robinson. You got a big old tight end. You kind of got the weapons you'd think would be beneficial. Nope, not yesterday. No soup for you. 0 for 4. You get nothing, and that's the way you're going to like it. And it was nearly the same on third down. They were 1 for 13, the Falcons, on third down. They nearly pitched an 0 for 13 performance on third down and in the red zone. So then take it next level. That's what happened. Why? Why'd that happen? Why? Because on a fast track in a dome, that is one elite fast defense. And if you want to stop people in the red zone, you close all the windows with tremendous speed, and they did that. You want to shut down somebody on third down? Yeah, it helps to get them in the passing situations. It helps to only rush 4 and then have 7 in coverage. What did you say? 10 pass breakups? A bunch of those on third down as well. That speed showed up situationally and dominated the Falcons yesterday.
All right, question number 2. They got 2 guys back leading into the game, Brock. Jaron Reed, love to have it. And Julian Love, and I texted you, so I'm no longer going to argue with you ever when it comes to whether or not a player is going to be returning from injury, because I believe you have more inside information than I do, and I'm just going to shut my mouth. But how do they both play?
Well, you saw big old Jaron Reed's club come into play. And by the way, when he's on the sidelines, sitting next to, oh, by the way, that shot they had next to DeMarcus Lawrence, and I think even Leonard, the mass of Jaron Reed's upper arms is as big as your shoulders. Honestly, mine too. I'm not very broad. Like, they had a shot of him sitting there, and honest to God, he looked like, remember the over-the-top Sylvester Stallone arm wrestling? He looked like one of those guys. His arms must have been, I don't know, 30 inches, like 36. Who knows? Enormous. That was a big play. Mike Macdonald was asked about Julian Love, someone that he does very much admire. Here was Coach Macdonald speaking to Julian Love's game and performance afterwards.
Yeah, we had a bit of a pitch count for Julian. He felt really good. I felt like he executed well, looked like he was confident, and we're fortunate the way the game played out, where we could let Ty close it out for us, and I thought Ty played really good football as well. So I just want to take a second. Like, Ty Akata deserves like a massive shout out from the coach, just everybody. I mean, this guy has played incredible football for us, and all he does every day is just prepare his tail off. He's a phenomenal teammate. He plays so hard. He executes at a high level. Everything matters to him. And we've played great defense since he had to take over for Julian. And I know his production isn't as high, but man, this guy just love having him. I'm really happy for him. He's just playing really, really well. So shout out to Ty.
That's cool and deserving. And that opener saw when Emmanuel went out and they had to shuffle all sorts of pieces around against San Francisco, and he got matched up with Kittle, mismatch, like varsity JV. He was in the open field on a third down after corner blitz, couldn't make a tackle. I'm like, this could kill you. They're gonna have so many pieces, but this piece right here, he just can't play. And then all he's done is absolutely ascend this year, that being Okada. And do you realize we like to talk about some of these guys as surprisingly athletic? He's a 4'4" dude with a 40-inch vert. That dude is hyper athletic, Ty Okada. And some of that speed and burst showed up as he punched that ball out in the red zone on the final fourth down play, and he recovers a fumble, and he's really, really fast, and he's playing fast. And that combination and the comfort they have in him allowed for Julian Love to play the perfect game back yesterday. Hey, man, we're going to get you a bunch of reps, but we're not going to overdo it. We are not going to rush this thing back. We're going to have you for the gauntlet. Ty Okada, a big reason why.
All right, question number 3. Heisman ballot, Brock. What'd you learn?
What I learned in filling out my Heisman ballot yesterday, and I don't think this was because I wasn't on the road this season for the first time in 20 years. I think it's because of where the college football crop is this season, and more importantly, where the draft will be in April with a Seahawk vision on it. This was the weakest Heisman ballot I'd ever filled out. And that's not to kill any of these guys. It's just the reality. There was no Ashton Genty. There was no Caleb Williams. There was no Travis Hunter. There was no, and I can go down the list of the last 15 years I've been a Heisman voter. This was like, okay.
Who'd you vote for?
Well, I can't say that. So Deloitte and Touche would have my nuts right now. Sorry.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa. My God.
I would lose my vote forever if I told you. I signed an affidavit with the accounting firm of Deloitte and Touche.
Yeah.
Okay. And very clearly it says if you say who you voted for, you will never vote again.
All right. Oh, I don't want to put you in that position. I'm sorry.
But let me just tell you, one of the other reasons why the Seahawks traded a 4th and 5th in this upcoming draft was because of that Heisman vote. Because it's just not what it's been. Last year, unbelievable. The year before that, really good too. Loaded with 5th and 6th-year guys and COVID guys and guys that had gone back to school because they gotten paid. Like, there was a lot of talent. Not this year.
All right, that is today's Blue 88. Are you just...
I apologize for that, by the way. It's way too strong.
Are you just not saying who you're going to vote, who you voted for?
No,
You're just not saying who you voted for?
No.
I'm just wondering.
Did you get to watch? I know your ears were ringing and piercing with the volleyball match. Did you get to watch any of the Ohio State-Indiana game? Because it was great. Oh,
did not see 1 second of it. No, I spent the entire day at a volleyball match, a volleyball tournament, 6 teams in a gym. I cannot explain to you how loud it was. The
You watched
piercing.
the Ohio State game?
No, I didn't watch it Saturday either. No, Brock, I can't tell you how piercingly loud it was inside that.
What
building.
were some of their Were there cheers?
There's constant cheers. It's great, and the competition was awesome. Shout out to Avery's team, Cascade.
How many games were going on at the same
Just
time?
Just 2.
Oh, that's
just
it?
2. Oh my
this
God!
Wasn't one of them. This wasn't the mega gyms with
Brock,
like 8 games.
We're doing
on?
a tournament over MLK weekend with 42 different courts.
Oh yeah,
I'm going to need earplugs. I have earplugs for concerts. I'm going to start bringing them for this. Thankfully, I left.
Wear the noise canceling headphones.
The assistant coach for Avery's team wears noise canceling headphones throughout the whole game.
You should
the whole day. I know.
Good luck for you.
It's louder than a plane. So I then left to go to Cecily's game, and she won, which was great. Buried some poor kid in the boards, poor sap. Anyway, fun weekend. Lots of fun. In the middle of it all on Saturday, Brock, as I was waiting for the tournament to start, little surprised by the news and texts and emails that came my way. We'll discuss them next on Brock and Salk.
Be the first to hear from Seahawks head coach Mike Macdonald the morning after every game on the Mike Macdonald Show.
Good morning, Coach. How are you?
This thing on?
On and ready for you.
The morning after every Seahawks game at 9:30 with Brock and Salk.
Being in front of the 12s is going to be a lot of fun. Trying to bring everybody together so we can push in the same direction.
Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app and seattlesports.com. It's the Mike Macdonald Show, only on Seattle Sports, the home of the Seahawks.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on, like a close friend who never lies. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through December 21st, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
At O'Neill Plumbing, we don't just promise to get the job done, we back it up. No travel charge, no show-up fee, no overinflated pricing, and no out-of-town owners. Just clean, fast, and professional each and every day. O'Neill Plumbing.
At Cressy Door, we not only have the perfect garage door for your home, but we also offer options for creating space and even warming your outdoor areas. Check out your options at CressyDoor.com.
When businesses thrive, communities score. That's why Bank of America is the official bank of FIFA World Cup here in Seattle. And our more than 95 local business specialists are ready to help your business win. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed, or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Hey, it's Reese Davis. Let's be honest, you can't keep an eye on everything unless you've got Blink Outdoor 4 cameras. While you're focused on the game, Blink's keeping an eye on your home.
With up to 2-year battery life and with Sync Module XR, you can cover more space without constant maintenance. No wires, no worries. Blink helps keep an eye on what matters most. Get Blink today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Your fantasy roster is set. The Smack Talk is heating up, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing the ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Make the connection today with ESPN Bet Fan Center and the ESPN Fantasy app. ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
If you've been in a wreck or a fender bender,
You have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility, not just where your insurance company tells you to go. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. With over 25 years of auto repair work, they'll exceed your expectations.
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
At Accurate Auto Body, all their work is performed by certified technicians, only using OEM parts to guarantee the safety of you and your family. For the best in auto body collision repair and customer service, give them a call at 425-883-2450 or AccurateAutoBodyWA.com. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the boy by the hands.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Saul.
Oh man, a lot of volleyball parents texting in who've been through it. 509 says, I'm getting a migraine just hearing you talk about the volleyball tournament.
I do
That's
wonder
loud.
what is tougher, a swim meet all day and a chlorinated. I don't know.
No,
are they
thanks.
still chlorine?
Yeah.
Or are they all now saltwater pools? Or
No, it's chlorine.
It's still
I
chlorine.
think.
What's
Saltwater
worse?
pools?
Sure, they got saltwater pools out there.
But for swim meets?
I don't know. I don't
think
know.
it changes how you float. I don't think so. I don't think that. I think
So for
changes the
youth,
buoyancy.
Youth sports parents, what is the toughest venue?
There's no doubt, Brock. It's outside in the winter here for a soccer game. I wouldn't go. My kids want to do that. I'd be like, cool, have fun.
Like when
I'm
this Godzilla atmospheric river starts
and they're like, oh
coming
no, we
down.
play through everything. It's going to be a 0-0 tie, and these kids are going to run around outside playing a sport for little children. It's the dumbest thing in the world. That is an easy answer. As much as I love baseball and softball, some of the time spent baseball and softball here in the early spring, rather, that's a tough a tough watch as well. But man, I enjoyed the volleyball. It was great, but it is loud, really, really loud.
Was your
And that
phone loud on Saturday afternoon? So
Saturday morning, really, right when it all started going down. Yeah, it was. Got texts from John Morosi and a couple of other folks, and trying to figure out, what it means, what it meant that the Mariners traded Harry Ford for a lefty reliever that most of us were not that familiar with. The numbers are we can kind of divide this into three categories for a topic. The first one is Jose Ferrer. Who is he? Why did they go after him? Is he going to be good? I think the real answer to that is we'll find out. He's got some good underlying numbers that you like. The ERA and
huge
some of the
ground ball thrower, right?
Right. Yep.
Big
He's got
time
a big
ground
power
ball.
sinker.
Elite versus lefties.
Yep.
The league we learned last year. Jeff Passan talked to us about this and educated us throughout the year of the numbers in the league-wide struggle versus lefties. Because it wasn't just the Mariners lineup that couldn't hit lefties. It was a lot of baseball. It was statistically relevant. So you've got a lefty power arm with a guy that can hump it up there, 98, 99? I mean, consistently that sinker is 98 miles an hour.
And doing it with a sinker too, right? When you get that kind of velocity with the sinker, yeah, you're gonna get a lot of ground ball outs at that point. And he's murder on lefties, and they need a leverage arm, and it sounds like they believe he can be that. We'll find out. I mean, like, I don't know. I'm open-minded to that for sure. And you got him under team control for a few years. So
4 years.
Yeah,
4
so,
years.
so there's some relevancy to going out and trading for a guy
Okay.
like that. He's got some value. That's part one, and that's more of the wait and see. Part two is that really all you could get for Harry Ford?
I think, and that's where I think I landed. Like initially, my first blush reaction before digging into the numbers, and as you said, the Mariners project their pitchers really well. They have done that throughout. They did it with guys in Double-A as they project them to the big leagues. They know what they're looking for with some of their underlying stuff, and more often than not, kind of like John Schneider with D tackles, he's pretty darn good, and quarterbacks pretty good with that. The Mariners brass been pretty good projecting a lot of their pitchers. So you look at that, and for me, that's probably where I landed. Like, I'm going to trust their evaluation that this guy's pretty good, but that's what you get for Harry Ford. That's what you get for a 3-time future All-Star. That's where you get with an athletic catcher it's such a need in baseball where catching is just, man, hit 225, hit 235, and you could play for the next 10 years and be a really good catcher in Major League Baseball. That's what the value back was for Harry Ford. I think I landed on that as much as anything.
And I think that was probably where a lot of Mariners fans landed. And I think the reality is, yeah, that's what he was worth. And we shouldn't be that surprised by it. The Mariners have been kind of looking at, I mean, we talked about dealing him last year, but his value was down after mediocre 2024. They didn't deal him. We talked a lot about him being dealt at the trade deadline. I was convinced he was going to be gone by August 1st of this year. I was convinced that Harry Ford would not be a Mariner on August 1st. He was. Why? Because the Twins didn't want him. They chose the package from Philadelphia in exchange for Juan Duran and didn't want Harry Ford. He was not all that valuable to Minnesota. They chose a guy in the Philly system that has a lot of question marks. And if Lyle were here, he'd go off on that whole thing. But that's what the league thought, in that case Minnesota thought, of Harry Ford. You don't think the Mariners have been trying to get more for him since then? Of course they have. Ultimately, the Mariners didn't really see him as a long-term fitted catcher. They have a catcher that is blocking him. They didn't see the bat as playing well enough elsewhere, or maybe the glove playing well enough elsewhere to make it worthwhile. And the rest of the league agrees. And Brock, you made the real estate reference earlier, and somebody wrote in, I don't have it in front of me, but said, well, but what about if you had a great appraisal? The Mariners had a great appraisal from Baseball America, who said he was the 40-something, prospect. Baseball America didn't get to make that call. I mean, they can say it, but ultimately it's how each team and their scouts and their baseball operations department value a guy. This was the value of Harry Ford. Sorry. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, and by the way, we have also learned these things aren't just like, oh, let me just start this conversation yesterday. These are I think Howdy tweeted that. I mean, this has been years in the making that you have tried to find the best value, right? Because ultimately Cal blocks him at the big league level, right? I mean, Cal is here. And oh, by the way, you also drafted a catcher really high. Did you not? Did you also not draft a catcher in the high second round?
I'm not convinced it has anything to do with Cal.
Really?
I shouldn't say that. Anything? Sure, maybe some. You've mentioned the blocking part a couple times. I don't think that's a huge part of it. I don't think they see him as an everyday catcher. I just don't. I don't think the defensive catching skills are where from what I've heard. Look, I'm not judging him myself. From what I've been hearing, and not just since Saturday, for like a year plus, is that they're just not convinced necessarily that he's an everyday catcher. So if he's not an everyday catcher, it doesn't really matter whether Cal is. Like, he's kind of doesn't have the right position. And the bat's good, but if it's not great, then there's just not that much value there.
Okay, so now fast forward. If you get that deal done, and by all accounts, this thing's going to be pretty active, has already been active. I think Buster only tweeted that Friday or Saturday. Like, wow, there is a lot of conversation with a lot of teams, with a lot of different players. Did I see MLB trade rumors? I don't want to be sentelled here.
Well, you did, but I did a little extra research on that, so I did get a little chuckle out of this. So MLB trade rumors, you're right, Brock, had a
the Pirates
note,
and the Mariners.
yes, as being interested in Ketel Marte, and I tend to agree. I think the Mariners are and should be interested in Ketel Marte. He's a really, really good fit for them. But then I clicked on the links and kind of went through it. And ultimately, it was because of a John Heyman tweet. And when I looked closely at the John Heyman tweet, he doesn't say that the Mariners have interest or that the Pirates have interest. He says that they fit. Well, yeah, of course they fit. Like, yeah, the Mariners do. It was basically the Red Sox have interest. The Mariners and Pirates were among a group of teams that fit for Ketel Marte.
Gotcha.
So interest, I think it's there, but it's not because it was in MLB trade rumors and not because John Heyman said it. I have some John Heyman fun later this week. I don't know if you got a chance to watch the sound that I sent you of him and who was that? Sal Licata, whoever it was. It just
well, the good news, and again, I'll point back to Howdy a little bit on this, who was very reactionary over the weekend. I think he was a big Harry Ford guy.
He was.
Him, and who was the old third base? Vinny Catricelli. Big Harry Ford, big Vincat guy. He did say something fairly astute, and that is, guess what? The Mariners, having done deals for both Suarez and Naylor with the organization down there in Phoenix, they know each other's valuations very well.
Very well. They've talked through everybody.
They talk through everybody.
Yep.
So if there is a deal to be made, it won't be because, well, we just couldn't get the term sheet. Like they know, I think on both ends, and certainly Arizona knows the Mariners farm system very, very well. And is there a deal to be had? It won't be because of they don't know. It won't be because of they didn't do their homework. They've done a lot of homework for the last year on a lot of different players. And that one will, I'm sure, be part of the conversation this week at the Winter Meetings.
Now, Brock, it means Mitch Garver's coming back to be your backup catcher. Don't know if that's true or not, but I think it probably will.
We got to get to need to
I think it probably.
You think so? Really?
I think there's a good chance. I mean, it's not like there's like a million great backup catchers out there. He was making what, $12 million a year,
and he's a good catcher. And he
bring him back for $2 million a year.
Sure.
I mean, you can say no to that. Not really, right? Like, $2 million a year for Mitch Garver to be your backup catcher? Sure. If he contributes with the bat the way he did last year, he'd be a steal at that price. Now, it's hard because of the sunk cost of the $24 million you wasted. But hey, what's $2 million after 24? Let's come back with everything you need to know next.
Looking for a gap. He's got one. He's off to the races. Look out. They're not going to touch him. Touchdown! Seahawks!
Make it back-to-back 10-win seasons for the Seahawks, but they're just getting started.
We building a brotherhood. That's what it's about.
It's the Seahawks' quest to win the NFC West.
Honestly, we got a lot of special dudes on this team.
Placement, and it's blocked.
Yes.
Guess who? It's Eamon Warren. Yeah, guess who?
And it's only on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Can I be honest with you guys and gals out there? I try to do that. Try to be fairly transparent with my life. After this weekend, I realize I am really, really bad at planning. Just long-term vision casting. It's not a strength of mine. And my beautiful wife, Molly, continues to kind of sharpen that with me. Like, hey, we got to put these things in order. And one of those things we did do a few years ago, and boy, am I glad we did. We took the First Mark Insurance Challenge. Kind of found ourselves in a situation that I know many of you, as you hear my voice, are in. You're just assuming you're paying the right premiums and the right rates. You're just assuming you've got the right coverage. Stop assuming. Take the First Mark Challenge like Molly and I did, and so many of my family and friends. Here's how they go to work for you. They will analyze your current coverage, making sure you're not overpaying for the wrong coverage, and you and your family and your situation has got the right protection. Then they go to the market. Dozens of major carriers they have worked with for years to find you the best fit. That's it. No stress, no confusion on your end. Think of it this way. First Mark's your teammate, and they spent the last 30 years helping thousands of families successfully manage this world of insurance. So please don't wait a morning longer. Take the First Mark Challenge that I mentioned. It's totally free, and you might be the next First Mark Challenge victory. Just go to firstmarkinsurance.com. It's all right there. Firstmarkinsurance.com, your teammate that goes to work for you.
Hey Hawk fans, Jake Bowo. Stormy weather is here. How's your roof holding up? Give Techline Roofing a call. With the strongest warranty in the business, Techline has you covered. That's Tekline, roofing.com. Trust Techline.
When my windshield cracked, I called All-Star Auto Glass. All-Star's money stays in the Northwest. SafeLight sends money to shareholders in Europe. All-Star supports the local economy. If this happens to you, call All-Star Auto Glass.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rureka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Holiday shopping got you stressed? The Mariners have you covered. Grab a season ticket membership for the super fan in your life, and they can lock in the best seats and benefits like guaranteed postseason access. Or mix and match with single game tickets for everyone on your list. From opening day on March 26th to must-see matchups against the Yankees, Phillies, and more. This holiday season, make Mariners.com your one-stop shopping destination.
Oh, he makes the catch. What a snag by Julio Rodriguez.
It's Toyota-thon. Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota Renton are providing you with large savings and the widest selection of inventory on Toyota favorites like the 2026 Corolla LE, leasing at $219 a month for 39 months with $29.99 due at signing. The Camry LE at 4.99% APR for 72 months, and the Prius leasing at $305 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. It's Toyota-thon at ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered.
Offers valid till January 5th, 2026. Excludes taxes, titles, licenses, dealer accessories, and a $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Models 1-852-255-2163.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
What does VA mean to me?
A place for my daughter to call home, thanks to the VA Home Loan.
A new lease on life. The best healthcare team I've ever had is here at VA.
And education, and the opportunity to open doors I never thought possible with my GI Bill.
The financial support I need to manage the disabilities I developed because of my service.
Get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
As a quarterback, you cannot run a winning play with a messy playbook. And most companies' data, well, it's a mess. AI is changing the game, but if your data is scattered, you're stuck on the sidelines. Brock Heward here, and this is where my friends at Marquee Data come in. They get your data in shape, clean, connected, ready to perform, so you can finally put AI to work for your business. Whether sales, finance, or operations, every smart move starts with the right data. So head to mydataqb.com to draw up your game-winning data play today. That's Marquee Data or mydataqb.com.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and if you have joint pain, this will be of interest to you. Wednesday, December 17th, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
What joints have you seen good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Learn more about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Go pain-free in 2026. Join his free live stem cell webinar, Wednesday, December 17th. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. drmarkwagnermd.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
First half, okay. By the end of the second half, Brock, it was yet another blowout victory for the Seahawks. 37-9 when it was all said and done. The defense, I mean, just running out of superlatives for them. No touchdowns, 3 turnovers. They only registered 1 sack, but they knocked down 10 passes. I mean, just they did everything you would want a team to do. And eventually the offense came around as well. Sam Darnold ended up with 249 yards, 3 scores, 2 of them to JSN, including this one.
Darnold 4 for 4 on this drive for 52 yards. Walker stays in the backfield. Wide outs to both sides. Cooper Kupp to the far side. JSN to the near side. Play fake. Blitz is coming. Throw inside on the slant. It's caught. JSN breaks a tackle. He's going to go in. Touchdown, Seahawks. From 28 out, no flags. A Falcon stays down back near the line of scrimmage. But the offense for Seattle runs to the end zone to congratulate Jackson Smith and Jigba. Another touchdown reception for him on this season. JSN now his 8th touchdown catch. And the Seahawks, with that career high in touchdown receptions for JSN, take a 19-6 lead over the Falcons.
Yeah, one thing you should do as a fan, and it's hard because I know you just want to watch the ball all the time. That's the natural way. Every once in a while, just watch, when you can, the safeties of the opposing defense, because they tell you a lot. They tell a quarterback a lot. That's the biggest data information center on a field for coverage and looks and protections and blitzes and everything they're trying to do. So they rotated. You saw Atlanta do this a bunch yesterday, where they did rotate to a single safety look. And every time they did, in my mind, it was like pass. And they rotated into, and that was high red zone there, I believe, kind of a single safety look. And sure enough, JSN runs that little slant/glance route, even stumbles out of it, but breaks the tackle, scores. And that was number 8. Later was number 9, which now also puts him, I think, second only behind Devontae Adams in touchdown receptions in the NFL this season, too.
The other guy who you're going to have to talk about after this game is Nicky Manwari. I'm sure he's going to come up and takeaways in about 10 minutes. He was ridiculous. Mike Macdonald impressed.
Yeah, tremendous game. We gave out some game, like he got one of the game balls. I'm really happy for him. I mean, he's worked his tail off. He just really has. He just does it every day, and it's a tremendous asset for us, obviously, on how we're utilizing him. And we're playing him against 13 personnel in there, and he's throwing his stuff in there. So happy for him, and he's got a great attitude. So happy for him. He deserves it.
Yeah, as for Emanwari himself, he was asked if he'd ever had a game like this.
Nah, that was the first. Just making an impact on special teams and on defense. That was the first time I had a game with all those type of stats. So.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to chase down the linebacker Schlesinger from Cleveland, who is the front runner for rookie defensive player of the year. But you stack a few more of those, and you might make that race, especially if you're in the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Yep.
You may close that race. He's got the kind of speed to do it.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Yeah, we just talked through it. Harry Ford goes to Washington in an early, just before the winter meetings, Mariner trade. They get back lefty reliever Jose Ferrer. I mean, again, Ferrer fits a need. He's a lefty reliever, leverage arm, something they've needed.
Gabe Spire-esque?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, I don't know that much about him in terms of watching him. I'm looking forward to that. But just based on having a power sinker as a lefty, yeah, there's got to be some level of Spire similarity there. They trade Ford, who I don't think they ever really believed in, and now they do need a backup catcher. Mitch Garver's name, Brock, I understand why you and a lot of other people are going to say, wait, what? I thought we were done. Mitch Garver as a backup catcher for a couple $1 million is pretty different from Mitch Garver, the supposed DH at 12 a year.
All about expectation level. A 2-year, $24 million deal versus a 2-year, $5 million deal. Very different expectations and very different roles. And he seemed kind of like that role, being a backup and hitting lefties, and that's where his strength was a season ago. My real question is, what's next? You do see the Mariners' names involved with a lot of these different guys, and according to everybody there, we tried to call Lyle during the break. He didn't answer. He's not going to answer.
He's busy. I'm going to stay with the same 3 names, Brock, that I think make the most sense, and that's Ketel Marte, Brendan Donovan, and Brandon Lau. Those are the 3 names that I think make the most sense to me. Partly because Lau I like for the home run potential. Donovan, because I think he just fits so many different ways than Marte. I mean, I don't know what else I need to say there. Jeff Passan is going to join us tomorrow. We think it's 7:30, so we'll get a little update from the winter meetings.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Huskies going to play in the LA Bowl against Boise State next week, Brock, in SoFi Stadium. The Cougs need a new coach.
That's crazy. In 5 days, this Saturday. There's no, they play the same weekend as Army-Navy. So, yeah, the LA Bowl. Good matchup, though. Boise will be a good matchup.
Jimmy Rogers is out. That took a year. And the college football playoff, everyone seems to hate. So there you go. Kraken lost again on Saturday. Played better, still not enough. They lose to Detroit 4-3. They host Minnesota tonight, and that is everything you need to know.
I did get a note from a friend of mine, Captain Tom, was weighing in on our your commentary about youth volleyball and the gyms causing migraines and headaches in the noise level. And I kind of reached out and said, "Give me some others." He made a good point, especially in a gym with a lot of wrestling mats.
Oh, I've heard that's rough.
An all-day
Smell.
Oh.
They're pretty good stank in there. I could see that. Yeah, I bet that's a pretty good stank.
I bet that one's up there too. Yes.
I mean, again, I'm around a lot of hockey these days over at the Kraken Ice Complex, Brock, and so stank is now just sort of built into the equation. You don't even think about it. The piercing screams of the volleyball tournament was more than I was expecting. All right, we got takeaways, Brock. In my first takeaway, I'm going to shock you, except you won't be shocked. It's coming up on Brock and Salk.
Be the first to hear from Seahawks head coach Mike Macdonald the morning after every game on the Mike Macdonald Show.
Good morning, Coach. How are you?
This thing on?
On and ready for you.
The morning after every Seahawks game at 9:30 with Brock and Salk.
Being in front of the 12s is going to be a lot of fun. Trying to bring everybody together so we can push in the same direction.
Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app and seattlesports.com. It's the Mike Macdonald Show, only on Seattle Sports, the home of the Seahawks.
All right, guys, if you have been waiting for New Year's to make the big changes in your life, you don't need to. There's no reason to wait another few weeks. Eastside Weight Loss Clinic is offering $300 off their plan right now, which is the biggest sale of the year. Look, I've done this plan. It works. Lost 35 pounds in about 8 weeks. That could be you by early next year, down 35 pounds, feeling better, looking better, needing new clothes. Yeah, it works, man. It does. Get a leg up on all those New Year's resolutioners by starting now. More than 4,000 people here locally have done it and had the same kind of success that I did as well. The plan works because it's simple, it's easy, it's healthy, and now it's $300 off, which is great. It starts just a 15-minute phone call. Why don't you schedule yours right now at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
How do you stay humble when you're America's #1 wiper blade? That's what we're currently dealing with at Rain-X. Is it even possible to humble brag when you bully Mother Nature like we do? Do we sound too conceited if we keep repeating how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America? No, we'll take a lesson from our wipers and just keep doing our job with humility. As America's #1 wiper blade. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game. Sunday, December 14th. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, December 2nd through December 8th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... There, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
You've heard the saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Since 1926, my family's been helping local businesses make great first, second, and long-term impressions. We know how to make your company look good with quality uniforms, logoed apparel, floor mats, linens, and more. If you're paying for linen service or doing it yourself, let's have the conversation. The information and quote are free, but the savings and service can really add up. Visit suplinen.com. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net. This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. DayandNight.net.
Dave Wyman joined by Dr. Daniel Landis. He's on the Swedish CyberKnife team treating prostate cancer. Dr. Landis, how do patients feel about their experience?
Patients overall tell me that their experience was really amazing. They had minimal disruption of their lives. They didn't have to take time off work. And they tell me it's like Star Trek, where you push a button and the cancer can go away.
If you're diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish CyberKnife. Go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate.
This hour is brought to you by Trajan Wealth Management.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Okay, I'm pretty excited for takeaways today. I think there's some fun takeaways to be had from this game, and Mike Macdonald's going to join us in an hour, Brock, and we can talk through them with him as well. But let's start our takeaways right now.
Takeaways.
That was my favorite Sam Darnold game of the year. Was it his best in QBR? No. Was it his highest in pass efficiency and completions? No. But that was my favorite Sam Darnold game of the year.
Why?
Because he had to respond to adversity. He throws an early pick, and he doesn't turtle. He doesn't become check down Charlie, number one. So response. Respond. That's number one. Number two, we saw more versatility. We saw more of his legs. That was the most he has rushed in a game this year, 3 different times, highly effective on all of them. I love seeing that. Number three, he got into a rhythm, and he didn't stop. That touchdown throw earlier to JSN, that was his 5th completion in a row. I think he was at 8 in a row before a Charbonnet drop on a really good check down to him. His feet and his eyes were connected all game long, especially in that second half, or the final drive really of the first half that got the thing going, Salk. And you look up now, 13 games into the season, he leads the league in yards per attempt still at 8.9. He's got the second fewest sacks allowed of any starter in this league. He and Stafford are at 17. Bo Nix is at 16. And then just kind of go through the big stats. He is 6th in pass efficiency. He is 8th in QBR. He is 5th in touchdowns at 22. He's 8th in completion at 68. And he's 6th in the league in yards at 3,100. He is a top 10 quarterback, if not right, again, on the verge of being a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. And yesterday, after some bumps in the road in the previous couple games, right? Did not play great in LA. Didn't play great, didn't handle Minnesota's group very well either. He bounces back and is extraordinary. And oh, by the way, I don't know if you took a look at what that Minnesota defense did to Jaden Daniels. Yeah, that's a real group in Minnesota. Yeah. That's a real group. And, yeah, so great to see Sam bounce back. Great to see him respond. Great to see 3 touchdown passes, now 22 on the season. And this offense, very much as we know, goes through him. And when he's facilitating and dishing it like he did to everybody yesterday, good things follow.
I'd really like him to keep using his legs like that.
Yep.
I mean, that was just my big takeaway on him is, all right, it's one bad pick. It was a bad pick, but it was just one. I mean, like, you can generally live with one pick in a game. Other than that, he really did do a lot of really good things, especially in the second half of that game. I love the play action. I love the boots, and I like him using his legs a little more. I'm a sucker for that. More of that, please, Sam. More of that.
Takeaways.
All right, this is a true story, Brock. I would not make this up. I would not exaggerate this. So, before the game, or as the game is starting, I'm watching on the couch. I did not leave my house yesterday. Didn't step outside. I woke up. I watched the game. I watched the other game.
0 fresh air?
0. Didn't even step outside.
It's not good for your lungs.
It was a one-day thing. It was one day. Maybe that's why my head hurt when I woke up this morning. So I'm watching the very beginning of the game, and they put up Jackson Smith and Jigba's name, and they're talking about him, how great he is. I swear to you, Brock, Heather is behind me. She's baking Christmas cookies with Cecily, and she goes, "In Jigba? Cool name. Lots of consonants. Never heard of him before." I was like, wait, Heather, do you not know who Jackson Smith and Jigba is? No. Who is he?
Heather.
I swear to God, Brock, I don't know how we live in this. I don't know how we live in the same house sometimes.
Heather.
How do you
Grab
not know?
The bull by the horns.
I know.
The
The hands, Brock. The hands. Yeah. She said she had kind of heard of him, but had no idea that he was arguably the best wide receiver in the league right now. I thought he had a very good game yesterday. It was weird because he didn't do anything overly exciting. He didn't have a giant, crazy highlight or anything like that. And yet, you look up at the end of the game, 9 catches, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns. It is amazing how he does a lot of that without real highlights. And I think that if Doug Baldwin were sitting here, and he's not, but if Doug were, I have a feeling he'd smack me when I said that and said just because he doesn't have highlight catches and runs doesn't mean he doesn't have highlights. His highlights come getting off the line of scrimmage where his release is as elite as anybody's.
Yep.
Whoa.
No, it's good. No, he's good. We got a lot to get to.
But I got to ask you my question.
Brady knows it. We got a lot to get to.
I got to ask you my question, though.
Uh-huh.
In a draft right now, are you taking JSN or Puka Nacua?
JSN, long-term viability. I think he's got more long-term play. Puka needs his physicality, and it is awesome, but I don't think that endures for 5, 6, 8 years.
That makes
and he's
sense.
so young. Yeah. JSN is still 23 years old.
I know, it's crazy, right?
Wild. All right, Miss Mora. Mora, you got Mora's email last night. Once again, extraordinary.
No, thank you.
Yes, extraordinary.
I was thinking about, Salk had this conversation a lot preseason about whether the Seahawks had stars, and I was like, they might not have a lot of those just yet. Jackson Smith and Jigba definitely put himself in that category this season, but there is enough young talent for that to change, and what they do have is guys with freak show level athleticism, and you saw that yesterday with Nicky Manwari, Rashid Shaheed, and then, we talked last week with Howie Long about Byron Murphy and his kind of weird leverage that he has with his size. They have some guys that just have athleticism that is beyond what you see on most teams, whether you consider them stars or not.
Why do you think more, because for all of that being true, why do you think more of them aren't considered stars?
It's a good question. I wonder if some of it is the level of attention people pay to the Seahawks in general. I do think the Seahawks defense is so complete and so deep that there's different guys that are the highlight reel every week. So Byron Murphy might have a big game, and then the next week you're noticing Leonard Williams more, or you're noticing Emanwari more. So I think that makes it hard. I think Emanwari is going to get there. I think he's going to be a household name pretty quickly here.
I'd answer that in 2 ways, and Mora's right there, and kind of to piggyback on it. It's the sum of all the parts. Number one, it's the sum of all of those different parts. There's no singular individual that is just putting up very good numbers, sack numbers. Byron and Leonard with 7 apiece. But it's not like any individual is hitting 60 home runs. And then number 2, it's Macdonald's culture. It is not about noise. It's not about exposure. It's not about talk. It's about walk. And they're all walking it really well.
Takeaways.
Brady, Mora, Michael, can you give me cut number 1 on the old cut sheet? Can I hear Mr. Shaheed's 100-yard kickoff return yesterday down in Atlanta?
The usual cast of characters, Deep Valus Jones and Rashid Shaheed. Shaheed, the deeper of the two, back on the goal line. And here comes the kick, end over end. Shaheed from the goal line. Near right side numbers, up the field 10, 20, looking for a gap. He's got one. He's off to the races. Look out. This could be it. 50, 40, 30. They're not going to touch him. 10, 5. He looks back. Touchdown, Seahawks. What a way to start the second half. Kick the ball to Rashid Shaheed and say, go, baby, for 100 yards. And he does. The Seahawks on top now, 12-6. And a chance to put a 13th on the board. Shaheed grabs the football, heads to the sidelines, and the Seahawks, just like that, the big play, and they take the lead.
It wasn't on a bounce. It wasn't in a Super Bowl. It didn't end the game right there. In fact, it gave them enormous juice coming out of the second half locker room when that game was actually tied, unlike the Super Bowl with Percy Harvin. But you saw the same kind of speed that you just shake your head. Some dude out there is moving faster on an NFL field than everybody else is moving. And that some dude was Percy years ago, and it was Shaheed yesterday. And so what if this guy turns into? So that was awesome. He also had 4 catches for 67 yards. You realize in the first 4 games as a Seahawk, he had 4 receptions. So he doubled his reception total in one afternoon. And what if that guy becomes a legitimate deep comeback, a go around? He should have had a couple more this year. He should have had a touchdown on a fade route that he won down in L.A. that was just underthrown by Sam in the red zone. Like, what if that guy, the next 4 games, puts together those kind of afternoons of confidence and comfort? And
that was his best game, right? I mean, that was his best game.
Yes.
I thought I found the run back interesting because it was just speed. He didn't even really have to make a move. He just caught the ball and ran straight. And it was just, I mean, obviously good blocking, a part of it, good vision, but just straight speed. And that leads to that 10-point swing at the half. But you're right. The 4 catches for 67 yards, that might be the perfect game for him. That's exactly the kind of numbers you're looking for out of him. And I thought Moose said it very well when he wasn't, they weren't talking about you the whole time. Get the ball to him, get the ball to Cooper Kupp, get it to the other receivers, and that's probably the best way to open things up for JSN. By the way, I think it's 10. Here he is after the game saying that Mike Macdonald predicted the kickoff return, Brock.
Mike might have predicted your kick return at halftime.
He did call it. Yeah. He did. Yeah. I'll give him credit for that.
What was something about the look or that you guys had in practice this week or something? How did you know, or how did he know you think that's when it was coming?
Yeah, we just knew that we were going to have an opportunity coming out of halftime. Based off the film that we watched, we knew that we were going to have an opportunity to score, and that's what we did. We had perfect calls, and that's a testament to our coaches and how they get us prepared.
It's pretty cool, huh? They knew it was coming, and it did.
Separations in the preparation. So,
so I've heard.
Did Russ say that yesterday on
I don't know.
CBS?
I didn't get to watch. I'm not sure.
I was just during the break, I was just going through Twitter and trying to find clips of him. I didn't find much. Just them kind of introducing him.
Anything? Nothing?
Nothing of him listing all of the people? Sad.
Takeaways.
Brock, I don't know how you play a more complete game as a defensive back than Nicky Memori did yesterday. If you even want to call him a defensive back. But, I mean, he defines the idea of positionless football, right?
Yep.
He's a linebacker. He's an edge rusher. He's a safety. He's a nickel corner. He really does everything you would want him to do out there. They needed to draft Gray Zabel in the first round. They had to. I mean, the offensive line was in such a state of disarray, especially in the interior. They had to draft Gray Zabel at that spot. But he was maybe the best pick in this draft for them because he's exactly the type of pick that lets you go from good to great. You needed to deal with the interior of the offensive line. Fine. But once you did that, and the fact that it's the DK Metcalf pick that lets it happen is just kind of icing on the cake. But this guy is the same kind of physical freak, maybe not quite the same as DK, but a physical freak who seems to be understanding the game better and better as the weeks go by. And I don't know yet what's going to happen next Thursday night when they play the Rams. I don't know yet what's going to happen. But I do believe strongly that Nick Eamon-Wari is the type of player that they acquired specifically to try to shut down that Rams offense. And if he is playing the way he did yesterday, that could be a difference-making factor in that game.
Yeah, you would think that that is a game, not that he has lacked for confidence at all, and he was going to play a big role in week number 1 of the season before, again, go back to that Niners game, and he gets busted out of that game, in the first series defensively, within the first 10 snaps of it for sure. You would think that that would be about the most confidence-inducing game you could ever play as a rookie. When last week I said to you, I got a little watch on these rookies, man. It's a long, hard, arduous journey to the top of the Super Bowl mountain. More games than they've ever played, more demands than they've ever had. Can they sustain that? And sheesh, was that just a breakthrough that you wanted to see in all phases of it. Running,
I'm also
covering.
guess. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I think that was just you want to see the total package? Here it is. And doing something never done by a rookie in the history of the NFL with all of that stat stuffing.
I am going to go out on a limb and make a prediction today, Brock.
Okay.
That will not be the last block kick of Eamon-Wari's career. Just a gut feeling. He just has that kind of superhuman size, speed, and length combination. Doesn't it just stand to reason that eventually he's going to block more kicks? How cool was that, too, with the way his arm bent back like that? Just unbelievable.
How cool would it have been to put you in that same spot? Like Rich Eisen does the 40-yard dash.
Yeah. See how far away from the ball I'd be?
See how far, if you were in that exact spot, where would you be?
Yeah, that would be fun.
When the ball is kicked.
I'd be on the ground, injured.
Hammy popped it.
Ow.
Takeaways.
The Seahawks were able to piece together 129 rushing yards between Charbonnet, Walker, Jones, and Darnold, but I don't know. To me, it didn't feel like a great rushing game. With the Falcons having a good pass rush and ranking 25th in rushing yardage given up per game, I was kind of hoping to see a dominant rushing performance, knowing that Jonathan Taylor had 244 rushing yards against this team. But they didn't run it much in the first half, and Ken Walker ended up 10 for 29. We've seen so many flashes from him, and we've been told that he's earned more carries, and we just haven't seen that breakout game that it would be nice to see before the playoffs.
Just kind of waiting for one of those to go. He's like one arm. The week before, there's a Minnesota defender just yanking on his arm, right, and pulling him down. And I'm not saying you got to break these. I mean, the guy made a great play. I think it was their safety that tugged on his arm and got him down. Otherwise, that was a home run. Yesterday, it was just by the ankle, right? It was the corner that reached out on a play that bounced, and he just gets his foot enough. He is that close to getting a home run. And that's what you have to get in this league. If you want to have a 100-yard game or have one of those days and run for a couple hundred yards as a group, you need a 60 or 70-yard run. And they are getting awfully, awfully close to some of those. What Sharps had yesterday, a 27-yarder, that was awesome. But we know with Ken, he gets out there, he's not going to get caught. It's going to be 50, 60, 70 yards. That's the next phase in the explosive runs that you'd love to see him get to.
Takeaways.
So Titus lumbered down yesterday. Was doing some homework and lumbered down to the couch in the second half. And it's kind of fun, just talking football at a higher level with him now. Having had the year under his belt and seeing things and coverages and disguises, Salk. And the final interception there by Spoon on the ball that just bounced around like a pinball machine everywhere. We were watching that, and before the snap, he's like, oh, they're coming. Here comes Spoon. Oh, nope, oh, wow. What a play. Because Kirk Cousins sees it, and it was one of these just terrific disguises that the Seahawks employ and use. When Macdonald said to us the other day, hey, I don't use a lot of simulated pressures, but we do disguise. And so they were showing it, and by everything, to Titus's eye, to my eye, to Kirk Cousins' eye on the field, yep, look like here they come, 4 to a side. Here comes Spoon off the slot, so I'm going to check to real quick. I'm going to check to a quick screen to get it out, try to get blockers, right, and throw it right in the – and it was a bluff. I mean, it was a poker hand that I wouldn't think of Spoon as a great poker player. Maybe he is. Maybe I'm being too judgy.
Maybe.
But I think of him as a kind of a high energy guy. And I don't know how much he's going to sit and read other people's cues at a poker table for hours on end.
Yeah.
But he bluffed him so well, Salk, to make him check and then dove back into it and had the wherewithal, like a pinball. If you watch him, he's in a car wash. He is bouncing back and forth, and all of a sudden the ball falls to him. And 9 out of 10 times, they can't make that catch, right? Center of gravity, everything chaos around him. The ball just falls to the ground. You're like, that'd have been great to get. Not that time. He got it. And oh, by the way, that was now, if I have my numbers right, in 2 games, 8 quarters of NFL football, the Seahawks defense has given up 9 points, and they have 8 takeaways.
That's unbelievable.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I find myself thinking, first of all, the last 2 games are probably the most I've noticed Devin Witherspoon in a couple years. Like, that's really where I know he's been playing well, and he always gets great grades, and the coaches love him, but I don't personally notice him that much. Last 2 weeks, I have. Super active, knocking down passes, the pick, right? The whole secondary of Brock, though, is just fascinating, thinking about them and sort of broadening that conversation. They, if I understand them right, they have 3 starting caliber outside corners. They have 2 starting caliber inside slot corners. And they have 4 starting caliber safeties. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I look at it and say, okay, Woolen, Job, and Spoon are all starting caliber outside. Spoon and Eamon Wari are both starting caliber nickel slot corners. And Eamon Wari, Love, Okada, and Toby are all starting caliber safeties based on what I've seen in this league. Now, to various degrees and spots, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, not many teams can say that.
That's depth.
Especially the team you're going to face on a Thursday night. That is where you are quite a distance away from your peers in the NFC West with the Rams.
Takeaways.
This might be a bigger conversation tomorrow, but we've sung Mike Macdonald's praises quite a bit, and we've mentioned what a great hire it was by John Schneider. But Howie Long mentioned it again last week, so it was maybe just a little fresh on my mind. That is another win yesterday over one of the coaches who was potentially open for them from that cycle, right? They could have gone down that road. So
they interviewed Raheem.
I know. They liked Raheem Morris, and for good reason. He's supposed to be a great guy and a smart dude. 7 other coaches were hired that offseason, okay? Callahan, Mayo, and Pierce were all fired. They're all done. So 3 of the 7 are gone. He just beat Dan Quinn and Raheem Morris. I believe he's now 3-0 against that duo in his career here as Seahawks coach. He's going to play Dave Canales later this year. Now, Harbaugh, Vrabel, Ben Johnson were all potentially available. I mean, Harbaugh was available. Vrabel the next year, and then Ben Johnson. Like, those guys are all doing very well also. So I'm not saying that he was the only choice. But when you look at some of the other options and compare them to what Mike Macdonald's doing right now, he gets a lot of credit. We got to throw even more at John Schneider as well. He made the right choice.
Totally agree. I had that note written down here as well. And it's just an eye test. And it's probably way too shallow to only look through the optics of what we get on TV. But you just looked at the, unfortunate for Raheem, just the command yesterday and the lack of it. And that special teams coordinator in particular, who looked like he had been in a volleyball gym for 12 hours. He just looked aghast. I got no answers. He's looking at his iPad like, I got nothing. And probably going to get let go when your special teams are that bad. And they've been that bad this entire year. So that head coaching position is also, and we know this, about who you surround yourself with. And he made a tough move to Mike Macdonald. Maybe that's another conversation, Salk, as this year evolves. After 1 year, he had to make a move, and coaches don't like to do that. They don't like to fire other coaches. But he did that with Ryan Grubb and moved on in a year and brings in a guy that is just in all 3 phases, man. They're playing such extraordinary complementary football.
Takeaways.
All right, give me one more, Brock.
Let's see. That's we gotta do it. You gotta talk about special teams, right? You just have to talk about. They just can't not be talked about. Salk. It's like Mark Lowe when he was traded. I'm not gonna forget about a reliever. They matter. Jason Myers matters every time he goes out. Dixon matters every time he goes out. The coverage units and the return units matter every time they come out. When Mike Macdonald said to us last week, you'd be amazed if you want to nerd out the difference between 2nd and 6 and 2nd and 7 in this league, the margin. You'd be amazed starting a drive here versus starting a drive there. You'd be amazed at the percentage of field goals and real estate and all the things that they were doing in that phase of it. If year one was a little bumpy, and it was a little bumpy in special teams, the return units, the coverage units, those things were a little bumpy. Year two with Jay Harbaugh has been extraordinary, and he should be up for Special Teams Coach of the Year.
I would hope so. Yeah, their special team's been just incredible. So there you go. That is a full set of takeaways from yesterday's win. Seahawks 10-3.
10-3.
I know. It's awesome and kind of gives you the chills to think about.
It's a
you got
5-win
one
team.
more.
It's a 6-win team. It's a power rankings in the 20s. Vegas even had them at 8, and then it bumped to 8.5, and they're 10. They're 10
now. And they're going to play an Indy team that has lost its quarterback. They got a Carolina team that has been much better than expected, but is still very beatable. And then, of course, you got your two big ones coming against both the Rams and the Niners. We got a lot more to get to, Brock. One more hour of conversation about this group. Mike Macdonald's going to join us in a little over a half hour. And I will admit, my head is swelling just a little bit. I'll explain why. Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Looking for a gap. He's got one. He's off to the races. Look out. They're not going to touch him. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Make it back-to-back 10-win seasons for the Seahawks, but they're just getting started.
We building a brotherhood. That's what it's about.
It's the Seahawks' quest to win the NFC West.
Honestly, we got a lot of special dudes on this team.
Placement, and it's blocked.
Yes. Guess who?
It's Eamon Warren. Yeah, guess who?
And it's only on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Hey Hawk fans, Jake Bowo. Stormy weather is here. How's your roof holding up? Give Techline Roofing a call. With the strongest warranty in the business, Techline has you covered. That's Tekline, roofing.com. Trust Techline.
At O'Neill Plumbing, we don't just promise to get the job done, we back it up. No travel charge, no show-up fee, no overinflated pricing, and no out-of-town owners. Just clean, fast, and professional each and every day. O'Neill Plumbing.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
What does VA mean to me?
A place for my daughter to call home. Thanks to the VA Home Loan.
A new lease on life. The best healthcare team I've ever had is here at VA.
And education, and the opportunity to open doors I never thought possible with my GI Bill.
The financial support I need to manage the disabilities I developed because of my service.
Get what you earn. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
Whoa. More fiber?
What?
Down here, buddy. It's me, your spoon. Constipation with belly pain still coming back?
Yeah.
Talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, but Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Matt Marcus. Sorry about just Mike.
Heward, not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
It's so hard, Brock. It is so hard to deal with the challenges of ego. So hard in sports. So hard in life. I know that you were struggling this weekend as you became essentially the 4th member of the broadcast crew. Kevin Kugler couldn't stop mentioning you this weekend, and your friend Allison and Daryl Moose Johnson. I mean, like, those guys were, they love you, and they really valued your opinion on the Seahawks so much so that they couldn't stop mentioning you. How was your ego? How was your head after that?
Just a humble guy, Salt. All right.
Okay.
When you win, say little. When you lose, say even less. Right.
Okay. So you were able to do that.
I did send them some very nice texts afterwards. Very appreciative of the kind words.
Nice.
Yeah. Just try to be humble, Salt.
Maybe a bottle of passing time or 2 to keep it coming or something along those lines. Yeah, all right. I get it. Yes. I understand. Just a typical week for Brock Heward. Okay. Well, I could see how your head would be swelling. I will admit mine is as well. My head is a little bigger than it should be today. I'm just looking through the Cairo Radio Holiday Magic Auction.
Goodness.
Looking at all the options, Brock, and what's available there. And it doesn't really get going until, Wednesday is really like the big day for the auction. Okay. But I'm just looking through, and...
How are we sitting?
Well, $1,200.
Are you ahead of Captain Tom and Wyman right now? Or are you ahead of the...
I think I am right now. Now, again, I know that theirs is sort of the kingfish in this case, not to yes. make a bad joke, but they don't have any bids yet. Now, starting bid is $1,000 because people understand fishing with Wyman and the outdoor line and Tom Nelson and Joey Piper. Like, that's a whole big deal, and it goes for a ton of money every year. So
it's a perennial winner, right? I mean, it's been the gold medal winner year after year after year.
So I'm not talking trash, Brock. I know my place. I know I've got no chance to get past them this year, and I'm not even really looking to. But I am happy to know that with us talking a little bit about, 2 foursomes at Newcastle, 7 boxes of Pro V1s with Cairo logo on them, and the unfortunate reality of me coming with you on one of those rounds, we're at $1,200 right now. The next bid is at $1,250. There've been about, I think, 6 or 7 bids already on the package.
Wow.
So I would love to see more, Brock.
Well, I'm going to throw in a little something else.
You're going to throw in a sweetener?
I'm going to I'm not going to. One of our dear listeners who happens to be a tremendous pro player in the state of Washington. He's won multiple senior pro events.
Can I just ask you a question before you say
the head pro, the teaching
Before you
pro.
say this, I have to jump in. Have you cleared this with anybody?
Don't worry about it.
No, I'm going to worry about it.
Why? I think I did with Kyle. I think I mentioned it to Kyle. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it to Kyle.
Did you check this with Jessica?
No.
Then don't mention it today. I'm serious.
Sure?
Don't do. Yes, I actually think that there's like a problem with doing that. I may be wrong. Talk to Jessica. Just make sure you mention it to her.
Like, you don't live my philosophy of.
I know that. Of asking for forgiveness, but I've heard
and not begging for permission.
I know. I think just ask Jessica
okay,
before you do so. It's already a great deal. It's already we're excited if we add this extra little piece.
And this wasn't even me. He reached out and said, "I'd like to throw this in." Okay.
I'm telling you, having been around this a little bit from the other side, I think they'd appreciate it if you waited and just checked on it with Jessica.
I'll call her during break.
But again, you guys can start bidding or get over there now. Go to mynorthwest.com/holidaymagic, and you can see all of the other things that are up for bid as well. I can't believe that no one has bid yet on having Tom Hutler, the PA announcer of the Mariners, do walk-up intros for Little League.
Right.
That's like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah,
and it's only $250.
So, if you've been to Little League baseball games, they all have these speakers.
I know.
Record them. It's easy to do. Very easy to do.
So how cool would that be? Have Tom Hutler do the now batting, right? Like the whole deal. That's awesome. So that's up there. Again, you can text MAGIC to 866-979-3776. Now, I will say, I looked through. Do you know about the chirograms?
No, I don't.
So we've all been entered into this chirogram thing.
See that.
I'm not even entirely sure what that is.
That's right.
It's an exclusive customized video message.
They said it's like a cameo, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have these exclusive customized
So they didn't ask me for that, and they just threw it in. So I can just throw a sweetener into your deal.
Well, I think they go for just $150. It's just straight up. Like you don't have to bid on it. You just buy one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking here, and Stacy, 3 out of 3 remaining. Brock Heward, 3 out of 3 remaining. Bump, Stelton, Wyman, Charlie Harger, Amanda Factor, Sully, G. Scott.
Yes.
James Score. I mean, I'm looking through them all, and they're all remaining.
Yeah. Except you?
Only one's been purchased, Brock. Somebody wants that Mike Saul chirogram. So, all right, I'm just saying.
Way to go, Jane. That's so nice of your mom. That is so cool of Jane to do that.
Jane needs one of those in order to get me to send her a video.
Good gracious, yes.
Anyway, that's where we're at.
Speaking of humility.
All of those are open.
Speaking of humility, do you see that's another yet amazing aspect of this team that we watch every weekend. And we loved the athletic arrogance of that Legion of Boom. We loved how much Earl and Sherm and those guys would talk the talk and walk the walk, but they were loud and they were proud. And it was very much, I think, what this organization needed in 12 and 13 and 14. Like, hey, man, we're going to plant our flag. We are no longer the outpost of the NFL. We are noisy, we are loud, we are here, we've arrived, and we're champions. And I take nothing from that. But there is a little aspect of me that is super comfortable with the way these dudes go about their business. Because they, too, Salk, play with a lot of athletic arrogance. You see it with Spoon, you see it with Woolen, you see it with the talking. They got a lot of chops to them. But there is just and it's because of Mike and his persona, right? There is a level of humility with them that just permeates the whole crew and the way they go about their work as well.
Yeah, I think that's
right. You sense that and feel that too?
Yeah, I do.
And obviously Sam's a part of that, and then Cooper's a part of that, and D-Law's a part of that, and Jaron. Like, there's a big, and it's not all Mike Macdonald, and he would just like, come on, stop that. It's not about me. But it is about you. The way you carry yourself, the way you react, the way, I firmly believe this. The team follows their leader. And he's our leader. And, man, these guys just – and remember that whole 10 a.m.? Oof, going to be sleepy, going to be tough. Play at 10 a.m. This team has also said, enough of that. We're going to go into 10 a.m. They got one more with Carolina, and that's it. That's it. You got 2 home games. You got a trip to Carolina, and then you got an easy trip to the Bay Area as far as travel goes. That won't be an easy game. But that's it, man. You've put yourself in quite a position here in late December.
Thinking about that walk-up thing, man. Like, that should be bid on. I don't know what's going on.
Are you thinking
Cairo
about that for the
not
hockey
getting bid.
team? Do they do that in hockey?
I mean,
I don't know. Introductions, do they?
Not really, no.
Certainly don't do it in volleyball. It's not like that, no.
No, the girls are loud enough on their own. They don't need anybody else to do the introductions. But, yeah, I
Come
really –
on, Walt's here out there in Woodinville. Come on, all you baseball clubs out there. Big-time baseball clubs in the Northwest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
It really is. Yeah.
In fact, I might even text my buddy Brent, whose kid is Dane's great little Little League player. Like, what are we doing? If Brent doesn't have that, then I'm worried about his finances because that's just too good a deal. I'm going to send that to him, in fact, right now. Let's take a quick break, Brock. We'll come back here with everything you need to know, including the very latest on the Mariners and what's going on at the winter meetings. Are they in play with some of the big names? Well, maybe, actually. That's next on Brock and Salk.
Be the first to hear from Seahawks head coach Mike Macdonald the morning after every game on the Mike Macdonald Show.
Good morning, Coach. How are you?
This thing on?
On and ready for you.
The morning after every Seahawks game at 9:30 with Brock and Salk.
Being in front of the 12s is going to be a lot of fun. Trying to bring everybody together so we can push in the same direction.
Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app and seattlesports.com. It's the Mike Macdonald Show, only on Seattle Sports, the home of the Seahawks.
Hey, Brock Ewart here, and I have had a couple injuries through the years. You just watch all of the football over the weekend at all the levels, high school, college, and pro, and sadly, just because of the blunt force nature of football, you do see a lot of injuries, but you don't have to play pro sports to know what I'm talking about. I know on this Monday morning, many of you woke up with painful joints from arthritis, and it affects you. It affects your quality of life. Well, that is where my friend, Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine in Kirkland, that's where he and his team are ready for your call this morning. 425-823-4000. 425-823-4000. If you hear my voice and you know you're in chronic joint pain, please give him a phone call this morning. He's the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques. Many have jumped aboard the regenerative medicine train. Lately, not Dr. Nelson. This has been his heart and his passion for over 3 decades. And because of it, yeah, he's got a large tool bag. He's got all the regenerative medicine, the stem cell therapy, the platelet-rich plasma, but he's got all the other answers to your pain too. So please give him a call, 425-823-4000, or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service will help your company with logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linen, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do. Visit suplinen.com.
College basketball takes center stage in Seattle. The Gonzaga Bulldogs are back, and the rivalry is renewed when the Zags battle UCLA at Climate Pledge Arena on December 13th. Tickets are available now and selling fast. Get yours at climatepledgearena.com. See you on December 13th for Gonzaga Hoops in Seattle.
Get your tickets now for December 13th at climatepledgearena.com. That's climatepledgearena.com.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all 3 like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The Oki Golf Platinum Players Card is $50 off with the Friends and Family Holiday Discount. Get 7 prepaid rounds and discounted guest passes at every public Oki golf course. Don't miss your chance. Visit OkiGolf.com before December 31st.
It's here, the Light the World giving machines at the Alderwood and South Hill malls. With a swipe of your credit card, donate a chicken, school supplies, meals, and more. Go to givingmachinewa.org.
Mariners tickets for 2026 are on sale now.
Number 60! A catcher has hit 60 home runs!
Cal Raleigh and your AL West champs will be back in action before you know it. And now's a great time to lock in your seats for the biggest games. We'll be celebrating our 50th season all year long, from opening day on March 26th to epic events like Randy Johnson's number retirement. Plus, don't miss marquee matchups against the Yankees, Phillies, and more. Go to Mariners.com to get your tickets today.
Hi, I'm John Ray, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. When you buy an engagement ring or fine jewelry gift from Shane Company, you get more than what you paid for. Our jewelry comes with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. It covers everything. There's no fine print. You'll get unlimited cleanings, resizings, and repairs. Plus, it even protects your engagement ring's center stone. We stand behind the quality of our jewelry, and that's our gift to you this holiday. Peace of mind. Because a friend knows the best things in life are free. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
The Pacific Northwest is the perfect backdrop for the holiday season. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law reminds us that the roadways don't always agree.
It's that combination of additional travel, changes in routine, and winter weather that make this the most dangerous time of the year to be behind the wheel.
Any safety tips to help commuters keep the holidays joyful?
The number one cause of accidents remains distracted driving, even during the holidays. So store that cell phone in a place that eliminates temptation. It's imperative we set the example for our teens. Also, be aware of abrupt changes in the weather and prepare for it. Sometimes it's as simple as allowing additional distance for following or stopping. Lastly, make sure your vehicle is properly maintained for winter.
That includes four-wheel drive and chains when required at the pass. Please follow these safety precautions from my good friends at Pendergast Law and keep you and your neighbors safe this holiday season.
Happy holidays from all of us at Pendergast Law.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Doesn't it just feel, Brock, like this whole thing is just heading to a collision course next Thursday night against the Rams? The Seahawks are going to have to take care of business against Indy, although it's worth noting Riley Leonard is now going to be the quarterback in that game because of the Achilles injury to Daniel Jones. So, yeah, these wins that they keep stacking up are important. They got another one yesterday, another game in a row where they have not allowed a touchdown. They beat Atlanta 37-9. The defense was awesome. They just did everything you would want them to do, including the pick late.
Cousins from the shotgun has Robinson just to his left. Cousins three-step drop, throws inside, ball's tipped up there and intercepted. And it's Nick Eamon-Wari. Ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, and the Seahawks get it. It is Eamon-Wari who comes up with the pick. Witherspoon was the guy who tipped it. Man, this defense, talk about playing on a string. Everybody knows where everybody else is. Eamon-Wari is having himself a game.
Yeah, Brock, that was their first of a couple of different picks on the day. They defensed 10 passes, and as we said, don't allow a touchdown once again.
Yeah, 8 takeaways, 9 points in the last 2 games in the NFL. So this is the NFL. And we talk about Spoon being a force multiplier and you noticing him. Well, let me see. He recovered the first fumble. He forced that interception on a little stick route, and then he intercepted the third one. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good force multiplication right there.
Pretty good day.
2 + 1 = 3.
By the way, the fans traveled. Now, look, I know Atlanta's not a good sports town, but you could hear the crowd like loud when Cooper Kupp had a reception. You could hear the the Coop chants. You could see Kirk Cousins having to put his hands over his ears in order to hear Mike Macdonald. Pretty impressed with the way the 12s showed up.
Oh, it was incredible. Yeah, it was incredible. 12 shout out. Thanks, John. Man, I just so impressed. I mean, I know Atlanta's a great city, but I'm happy that it was incredible. I mean, our 12s were everywhere, and so we really appreciate it. It really helps. I mean, we needed energy there in the first half, and our fans brought it. And then in the second half, as we started to stack some points, you could hear the Seahawks chants in the stadium, and that was awesome. It really helped us kind of push through that second half.
Well, yes, it did. And it's one thing to go to Nashville, Salk. It's another thing to go to Atlanta and a bad Atlanta team and to populate that stadium. And I'm going to guess not a lot of Colts fans will be in Old Lumen Field. That whole narrative last year about Bills Mafia coming, Green Bay coming, Pittsburgh, all the tickets sold, that's not been the story the last 3 or 4 home games. That ain't going to change in the final 2 either. Not with Indy coming Sunday and then the Rams coming 4 days later. In the final quarter of this season, you have set yourself up for success.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
All right, we spent some time already talking about the move that the Mariners made on Saturday as they dealt Harry Ford to Washington in exchange for a lefty reliever, Jose Ferrer. There's a lot there, and obviously getting back a leverage arm, they think, a guy who can really be helpful, and they're going to need that. But winter meetings now underway, Brock, today, and I think we're going to talk a lot about what comes next for the Mariners. If they can make a move that can truly be a difference-making player. I don't see them going out there and looking for, other than a backup catcher now, the level of talent, the baseline is already pretty high. So if they acquire somebody, they've got to be good enough to be worth not giving at bats to some of their young players, which is why Ketel Marte's name is pretty important. John Morosi said they're interested.
Another team involved used to have Ketel Marte, the Seattle Mariners. And the Mariners are very much involved in this infield trade market between Marte and also Brendan Donovan of the St. Louis Cardinals. So you think about Marte, Donovan, perhaps even Jake Cronenworth of the San Diego Padres. That area of the marketplace, second base trades, could mature a little more quickly than a lot of other areas of the offensive market, because I think so many of the corner bats, the big-time power bats, Lauren, they're all waiting on Tucker and Schwarber and to some extent Alonso before that side of the market really breaks free. Those infielder trades that I mentioned, Marte, Donovan, Cronenworth, they could actually happen in the coming days.
Not surprised by any of that, Brock. And some of it, first of all, if I'm the Mariners, I want that getting out because I want Jorge Polanco to hear that they don't need him. There are other directions they can go, and I think that's important if there's a conversation to be had there about whether or not he returns to Seattle. But also, those guys are upgrades, I think. Certainly in Marte's case, that's an upgrade.
It's a lot of money, man. I'm looking at Ketel Marte's contract, Salt.
Yeah.
6 more years.
Yeah.
You're paying for age 32 through 37.
Uh-huh.
At $100 million for 6 years. You good with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually am. I think he's a really good player. I think he's a big upgrade. He's been healthy. Yeah, I think I'm willing to take that kind of a chance. But if not, I think Brendan Donovan's a good fit, and so is Brandon Lau.
Yeah.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Huskies going to play Saturday in the LA Bowl, SoFi Stadium, against Boise State. The Cougs, Brock, well, they're going to need a new coach. Who's going to be the next coach of the Cougs?
You want Rick Neuheisel and his son?
I don't know.
That was one of the rumors floating around. You want Luke Heward? That was one of the names that was bantered around on Coug Fan.
Okay.
You got to have somebody with some West Coast ties. I think Bumpus tweeted that out afterwards. I heard that from a lot of different Cougs. Like enough with the Midwest guys.
Michael Bumpus?
Bump want to do it?
I don't think so. He's got a pretty good gig, but I don't know. Maybe he does. Who the heck knows? I don't know why anybody would do it.
That would be my point. I don't know if you can get it, former Coug. I saw Luke Falk throw his name in the hat as well publicly. I think a lot of these Cougs and a lot of these folks are like, hey, man, this does not have to be a stair-stepping kind of job.
Right.
This still can be, and especially
but if you're going to hire somebody who's stair-stepping, then you're going to lose them immediately if you have any success.
Especially as you move into the Pac-12. And you move into a conference that's got a legitimate path for the college football playoff. That's got at least that opportunity. And it's not sitting in a spot where it's sat the last couple of years like, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know where this is going. I don't know where we fit. Is it ideal? Is it wonderful? Does it have the revenue of the Power 4 conferences? No. But it does at least give you some stability. And oh, by the way, the state of Washington, and I mentioned to you Lance McGee, the running back out of Sumner, the transfer from Davis, that ran for 368 yards and 6 touchdowns. The state of Washington, you know what it produces? A ton of 2- and 3-star football players that you can project into difference makers. Why has Wazoo been to a Rose Bowl? Why has Wazoo had multiple double-digit win seasons? Why is Wazoo going to a bowl game this year? Because the state of Washington, from a high school football development and projection standpoint, puts out a lot of players that you can win games with. You can. It's been done before.
Give me 1 minute max on the college football playoff, putting in Miami and Alabama, but not Notre Dame.
On. They're going to leave out an ACC. After what they did to Florida State a couple years ago when they're 13-0, that committee is going to leave out the entire ACC conference. Of course they're not. They're not. That's not going to happen. But that's the predicament they were in when Duke, 7-5, beat Virginia and knocked them out of the title game. I'm sorry, Duke's not ranked, not even in play. So they were going to find a way to get Miami, who is right there in top 12 or so. They're going to find a way to get a Power 4 school from that conference.
Alabama over Notre Dame?
Notre Dame didn't play enough people, man. Sorry. And it was really Notre Dame, Miami. That was the stack. That was the head-to-head. And Miami beat them in week number 1. So Notre Dame's got a lot to complain about, but when you're an independent and you don't play the strength of schedule that Alabama does, I don't know how much you can truly whine about it.
Love it. Well, they're whining, man. They're not going to a bowl. They said thanks, but no thanks to the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Play like a champion.
How dare you say no to the Pop-Tarts? That to me is the biggest crime here. Poor kids. All right, that is everything you need to know. 4:15 every hour. It's almost 9:30. How did it get to be this late so far? Oh, this early, man. Like it's getting late early, Brock. It's
winning baseball, winning football. Do you realize how spoiled we have been the last 6 months?
I feel spoiled. Mike Macdonald's going to come in next, Brock, and I hope he's feeling pretty good. His team is certainly rolling. That's coming up on Brock and Salk.
Looking for a gap. He's got one. He's off to the races. Look out. They're not going to touch him. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Make it back-to-back 10-win seasons for the Seahawks, but they're just getting started.
We building a brotherhood. That's what it's about.
It's the Seahawks' quest to win the NFC West.
Honestly, we got a lot of special dudes on this team.
Placement, and it's blocked.
Yes. Guess who?
It's Eamon Warren.
Yeah, guess who?
And it's only on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
It's true. The day really does go by very quickly on mornings like this. The teams are winning. We're having a good time on the show, and all of a sudden it's 9:30. But there are other days in my life where I admit I start thinking about retirement and thinking about what that future is going to be like, because there's a lot I want to do. I want to travel. There's a lot of places I haven't seen. And in order to retire the right way and on time and maybe even early, well, you got to start planning for it super early, like, now. And that's why you call Trajan Wealth. Super helpful at asking a lot of questions to really dig into your specific individual situation, understanding your needs, your values, what you want to accomplish, what you've got in terms of assets, and how to make them work for you. You can call them to set up that complimentary introductory meeting at 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300. 3300, or just go to TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
When my windshield cracked, I called All-Star Auto Glass. All-Star's money stays in the Northwest. SafeLight sends money to shareholders in Europe. All-Star supports the local economy. If this happens to you, call All-Star Auto Glass.
Majority of the people that are coming to see us are within our community. These are people who are providing maybe services that we also use in our community. So the LJ way, to me, somebody can come into a retail setting and not feel like they got to have their guard up. And that's been a long-standing thing in the car business that, we've tried to shape.
Todd and Brett, they made it really easy. You either take care of the customer or I will. So that empowered you, so if something does come up, to do the right thing.
It wasn't just working for a store, right? I was working for a legacy. I can't tell you how many people have come in and said, I've bought 3 cars here. My family has bought 7 cars here. My father or my mother have bought cars here. that's kind of rare nowadays, to get that type of longevity. You have to be doing something right.
The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Hurry! It's our last chance to donate for 2025.
It's a cold winter night and your furnace dies. Don't let this happen to you. If your system's 12 years or older, upgrade now to a Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning system from Home Comfort Alliance and stay warm. Visit homecomfortalliance.com.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game. Sunday, December 14th. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, December 2nd through December 8th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
This is the home of the Seahawks. Going to let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN Seattle Sports.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with AutoPay, plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, a new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
This is the Mike Macdonald Show, presented by your local 76 and Conoco stations, exclusively on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
All right, let's jump right into this. Coach Macdonald got back, 9 o'clock last night or so. Tough flight back, but he's rested and ready. His team wins again. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Good morning. Good to see you guys.
You all right over there?
Great.
Tough flight? What was it? Against the jet stream? Bumpy? What made it a tough flight?
No, you're just going west, into the wind.
Yeah. It's a pretty long flight back from Atlanta. That was a long way.
Yeah. No, it was great. No, it was a piece of cake. It's good. After a win, there's a lot you can go through.
Before we get into the whole games, I mean, the fans there? The Seahawks fans were incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Did I see Kirk Cousins with his hands over his ears just trying to hear over the Seahawks crowd noise in Atlanta? That's incredible.
Yeah, that was, like Tennessee, you're like, okay, like I could see, like I didn't know we were going to have that many fans, but Atlanta, I was like, I don't know, after the SEC champ, but we kind of had a heck of a showing there. It was pretty awesome. I had friends said that they were coming from Raleigh.
Okay.
And the flight from Raleigh had a full plenty of Seahawks fans, 12s in there. It's unbelievable. So shout out.
Did you know when you took this job that would be a thing?
I didn't know we traveled the way we did. Yeah, I've just been amazed by how well our fans travel. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. The SEC championship game was in that building just the night before, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you could tell at the beginning of the game.
How so?
You put it together.
Yes.
All right.
Well, it was a lively affair. Just, I know there may have been some challenges on the plane watching the tape, but I'm sure you saw some of it this morning, Coach. Just what did the game film jump out to the casual fan? It looked like almost two different halves, between a first half that was at 6-6 and a second half that was at 31-0. What jumped out on tape?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I mean, it wasn't for like a lack of effort. I think our guys played really, really hard, and so that's like the first thing that pops to me on tape, which is non-negotiable. But it's also when it happens, you're proud of the effort, and so I think offensively we just got in rhythm in the second half and protected well and just played like better complementary football, even though we had a couple penalties there in the run game. Obviously, the kickoff return for a touchdown. I mean, that was just it's a beautiful thing to watch. Guys blocked their tails off, hit their guys. There's some tough blocks that were made, and then Sheed made a great run, which really sparked the second half. And defensively, we attacked the football, which is something that we've been emphasizing, and now it's we're starting to get some results for it, which is really great because we were putting some tough spots there in the red zone. The guys came up big.
You predicted the touchdown, I'm told.
Yeah, I'll let everybody else talk about that. I mean,
you predicted it.
Let's say I asked for it.
Okay. Well, just listening to Rashid talk about it after the game, he sort of made he said you predicted it, but what it really sounded like listening to him is that you just really liked the return you guys had set up and you thought there was a good chance it would work.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I was just in halftime. I just felt like we were due for a big return, and felt like we could get them blocked, and we did. So it was pretty cool.
Does that almost feel? I think Moose said afterwards, and as he was looking at the replays of it and kind of analyzing and diagnosing it from his seat, Coach Daryl Johnson just said, these kickoffs have almost turned into run plays.
Oh yeah,
because it's just
right.
So. Is it a little surprising you don't see more of these breakout returns in that regard, or is it just so difficult to get the 9 or 8 or 5 or whatever kind of blocks you've got to get on that particular play?
Well, I don't know what the actual stats are saying about the variance of returns and the yardages. I probably should know that, but I don't. But you're right. It is they do very resemble the run plays, and how they're blocked are, they're kind of like the cousins of run plays that you actually run on offense, which is interesting in terms of like how you scheme it up.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel like, one thing about this kickoff is there's not a lot of depth to the defense. So if you do, get into the second level, there's a lot of space, and so it's tough to get to the second level, second and third levels, and it's tough and sometimes it's tough to create overlap on defense or on the kickoff coverage units. So it's a really interesting play. It really is.
I heard you talking about process after the game and really focusing on process over results, and the results will kind of come from there. Where did that philosophy start for you? Like, where did you start to become a fan of process?
I don't know what the genesis is. If you just I think it's a good question. It's like when you're coming up and you're hearing people talk about why they don't like things or whatever. It's like, well, what do we do that went into this that we didn't like? We need to tackle better. Well, why? Just tackle. Well, how are we going to tackle? And so that's probably where the thought came from. Or you felt like sometimes when you're coming up, you felt like we made the right decision and we didn't get what we wanted, but you're like, well, why am I getting penalized? I felt like we actually did this right. It just makes sense. It just makes sense to do it that way. Just what are the things that you can control? And then if you're actually going to coach somebody, you have to coach the process. You can't say just like go make the play. You know, you got to tell them how to make you got to show them how. You got to show them how to move. You got to show them what to look at. You got to train those moves. You know, all those things that go into it have to come to life in order to get what you want. So I think it's just probably over time. And then it starts, and then so, okay, well, you know, what kind of team do we want to have, you know, on a day-to-day basis? And then that's probably where, you know, that, I mean, everyone says process over results, but it's really your actions back that up. You know, your actions and your words back that up on a day-to-day basis.
It's interesting in football because football can be more of a results-oriented game. In baseball, you can talk process all day, right? As long, you know, because you're going to strike out however many times. You're not going to get a hit so many times. You have to think about the process.
There's more observations, too, like,
right,
to back up the data.
Yeah, and it's a game of failure, so you want to at least focus on the process. Golf is probably the same way. Football, we tend, especially from the outside, to think so much about the result. So do you start to separate out mental and physical parts of the game? Are those two things related to the process idea?
You know, I'm not sure. When you think about it's like baseball and golf, it's like, to me, there's a lot of data points there. Okay. So like like batting average, you're going to have X amount of at bats over the course, and then all those things are like feedback loops that you can stick to the process because like the numbers are going to kind of iron themselves out over the course of the season. We don't really have that luxury. Like we get one really big feedback every week, but we have all these other data points throughout the week and throughout the off season of like whether or not we're hitting those marks. So would actually make sense to think that way is, okay, well, do we hit our daily marks? Do we hit our like rep marks throughout a practice? And mentally, are we in those things? And if we are, well, you got to believe it, that those things are going to stack over time, you know?
Do you guys, Coach, and this is another thing Moose chatted about a little bit, and I'm just kind of curious, do you guys still go a bunch of good on good during the practice week? Or is everything kind of scripted against scout?
Yeah, we've this is one of those methods things that we've been toying with coming out of last year, I think, and then going into this year. We really, I think, like I feel this way, and I think our coaches feel this way, and the feedback that I've gotten doing good on good periods is really, really important, I think, throughout the week. Sometimes we do like ones on ones, twos on twos. Sometimes we go ones versus twos, twos versus ones, but like we're calling our offensive and defensive calls in that game, but like given a certain situation. But I do think it's important just to go out and play ball, get unscouted looks, play fast, make quick decisions, apply that week's game plan to like a look that you additionally haven't really watched or isn't scripted. I think is really important. And of course, you got to get looks on card team. That's really important as well to make sure you're buttoned up. But I think it's a combination of both.
It's a one shared element that we actually have now, Coach, that I did a little coaching at a very low level comparatively. Nice. But Jim Harbaugh is who Mike Sanford, the head coach at our high school, worked with at Stanford. Yeah. And of all the different imprints, Boise and Stanford were his two biggest imprints. And we went live every Monday for until the final week of the season when we had a bunch of guys injured and we couldn't. And we went like multiple periods of like, we're not scripting. D coordinator's got to get better. I got to get better as a play caller, especially year one in the system. And everything was good on good. And man, did it callous us versus my life experience in the West Coast system, which was all script for success, right? We want to get in a rhythm. We don't want to see the ball hit the ground. We're going to script for a ton of success. It's almost script for callousing or script for success. And it feels like maybe leaning into that script to be calloused is something that's paid some dividends.
Well, yeah, I would say that. I'd say that's true. I mean, we do that in camp. You know, like it's like we don't really do. I think maybe we did a handful of twos on ones in camp, but it was always ones on ones, twos on twos in camp. Is our philosophy. Now there's a little bit. You know, there's time to do. We did like maybe a handful of periods where you're getting premium looks against the twos in camp, but it was really just trying to sharpen each other in camp. And now when we go ones on ones, twos on twos here in the season, I mean. We're also taking care. I mean, we're competing, but we're not callousing in the season. Yes. You know, we're just trying to execute at a high level. You know, but I think the answer is it's somewhere in between. You know, and it's probably why all the philosophies exist, is because there's no there's no true right or wrong. It's just kind of what's best for your team, I think.
So many of your twos have been ones at various points over the course
Yeah.
of the year. I mean,
Yeah,
just
that's right.
given the injuries and the depth on this team, we've talked about it a lot this year, but I loved your comments yesterday about Okada and just how well he's stepped into that role. I don't know whether the secondary in general is the perfect encapsulation of all that depth, but I was just thinking through how many different ways you can line up those 6, 7, 8 guys in your secondary and have them be legitimate starting caliber players, whether it's on the outside, the inside, safety. How much flexibility does that offer you as a play caller?
Well, I think, it's we've been fortunate on like a week to week basis, even though we've had like deviations in our starting lineup, it just, we're allowed, we can get to different things throughout the course of a week to give us a chance to win, so if, when DK was with us at nickel, we played a certain way to try to help him and do what he does best. He played really good. It's just, Ty comes in, we're playing a certain way. Julian's in, we play in a certain way. Arizona game, Nehemiah's playing for us, played a certain way. So it does give you some flexibility to, design a plan probably to help the guys so they can go play their best on a week-to-week basis. And then now you're sitting at a situation where, okay, we're as probably as healthy as we've been in the secondary. Now we have all these things that we've repped and played at a high level. Now you got to make a decision on what you're going to actually play, but it makes you feel better sitting in the game plan room knowing that you can get to all these different things.
If I ask you a question about Nicky Manwari, are you going to start talking about all the things that he didn't do well? Because I know how you are, and we'll ask about a guy who had a great game, and you're like, well, you missed this, this, and this. But it's
Do I
just,
do that?
You do that a little bit. Just a little bit. But
We call it a butt. We call it a butt.
A little butt. You got to throw some praise to the kid today, right? I mean, it sure feels like what he did, just in terms of filling up a score sheet and all of the different types of plays he made in the game.
He had a tremendous game. He really did. He played great. There's some things to clean up. No.
I'm sure there are.
I'll tell you what. Really his effort, his effort on the field goal block, the one before he blocked was tremendous. The first field goal of the game, maybe it was the second one. And it just warms your heart to watch it. It's a high level effort, and he's so close. And so I was really happy that he made that play, because that's a big time play, man. It really changed the tide of the game, and coming off the takeaway, and it was awesome. It was awesome. And he's just gonna continue to get better.
I said to Salk, that's where it'd be really fun to put Salk at the field goal block, or maybe an average human that double dipped on the SEC title game and your game, and put him on that edge to see how close the average human being would not get to that.
Oh,
ball.
yeah, totally.
I mean, that's where those traits of his are just so alive, right? I mean,
Yeah,
just
totally.
the explosiveness to be able to do that. Hey, Julian played 20 snaps yesterday. Was that kind of an ideal number in the plan going in?
Well, the way the game shook out, yes. I mean, we had a little bit more room for him to play, but we felt like, okay, he felt great. The play he made on the first third down was just a phenomenal play. Man, what a great play that was, on the 7 cut on Pitts. So that was awesome. So and like that took him. I think that gave him some confidence. Like, okay, I can burst and go and let it rip, and so that was really great. But so we felt like he was in a good spot and he was confident, and Ty was playing great, and we were in a good position in the game. So we decided to say, okay, let's get to next week.
Hey, can we nerd out just for a second? Because I think every once in a while with the numbers to nerd out a little bit. Explosive plays. We hear all the time how critical they are offensively. I remember this was like 10 years ago, Mike, doing a UCLA game, 8 years ago maybe, with Chip Kelly. And he had numbers at that point. Like if you get an explosive play per drive, a 15-plus or 10-plus run or 15-plus pass, what that does to the scoring odds at that time, 7, 8, 10 years ago, does that still very much correlate today as you study the numbers? How important are those chunk plays that we really saw in the second half come to life?
Well, it's critically important to be able to get chunks and get explosives. I mean, we're trying to get, I don't know. I mean, and you're not going to believe this, but I don't have like some hard and fast, like we have to get X amount of explosive. It's kind of like you feel it to me. It's like, are we doing it or are we not? Or where can we improve? But that really that helped our offense in the second half. I mean, be great to get some more explosive runs, but we had some great job, and then even extended plays with Sam. I mean, those were critical. And then defensively, it's the same thing. I mean, there's always that balance of, okay, how can we be aggressive while also kind of limiting our exposure to, not give up. We actually gave up some explosive plays yesterday, and we did a great job of recovering and playing those next situations. But it is critical. It's really hard to move the ball kind of 4 yards in a cloud of dust all the way down the field. It's really, really hard.
Time for my weekly JSN question.
Okay, let's hear
another new one. Well, this one's not about his play on the field, although obviously that was great this week. But just thinking back on how quietly he handled a quiet week last week. There's a lot of wide receiver ones around football that are noisy when they don't get the ball often and have what for them this year has been a down week. He did not do that at all. He was super quiet about it, whatever it takes to help the team win. How important is that to your team culture? And I'm sure you weren't surprised to hear that from him this past week.
Well, the first thing I'm saying is I'm not surprised because we know who Jax is and he's an incredible teammate. And it's almost like if nobody brought it up, it wouldn't have been an issue, but like people bring it up because it's an issue somewhere else. And it's like, well, that's not us. It's not an issue here. It's not how we roll here. It's not how he rolls. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about it. But because it's brought up, yeah, of course. I mean, he's a great teammate, and he's going to do what it's going to take to win games. And 90% of the time, it's going to be where he's playing an integral role and he's catching a bunch of balls and getting a bunch of yards and scoring touchdowns and really helping us move it. And every once in a while, once in a blue moon, there'll be a game where we're going to have to win it a different way, and that's what happened last week. So. Yeah, I mean, but happy for Jeff. I mean, and he had a great game this game. The guy, he played great, played awesome, running after the catch, blocked well, did a lot of great things. So he's back.
You know what else we got to see? We got to see Sam run the ball a little bit more this week.
Yep.
Was that just as the game kind of declared itself that there would be those opportunities for him, or is that kind of a little point of emphasis maybe here down the stretch that, hey, you are capable, you're a good athlete, and you can run it?
Yeah, I think both. I think that there's some opportunities that came up where he could extend the play, and they took advantage of them. And that's something that he knows he can do it. He's really good when he does it. We want him to do it. He does a great job protecting the ball, and we've created some great plays when he does that. So hopefully he keeps it up, and also the way the game, some of the things that they were doing on defense allowed him to do that as well. So. It's not like the good thing is he's not forcing it. He's just kind of letting the game come to him and then playing ball.
I know you often talk about Spoon being a force multiplier, and yesterday seemed to be a pretty good day for him. Can you help explain maybe some of the things he does in that game that are force multiplying, so to speak?
Well, I mean, the first thing is his competitive energy. I mean, the game, there's not a lot of energy at the beginning of the game, and our guys were trying to find it, and so Spoon's one of those guys that brings it out of everybody and got the guys going, and the guys were, and I felt like they responded to, to what he brings to the table. And I mean, he's playing three positions. The speed at what he plays at is just wild. I mean, there's a couple plays that I'm thinking off the top of my head where he understands route stems and denies, the first cut for Cousins, and he either has to dirt the ball or he's going to throw it away or go to his next read. Some just like high level stuff. And then the interception he made, I think, is just a great microcosm of his game. Just, we're bluffing a blitz, and he understands what some of their zero answers are, and anticipated the play, and then just the competitive nature of, attacking the football and just kind of like ball finds energy, like just the most active player on that play ended up with the football. And it's funny how that works out. So that's Spoon. And fumble recovery. 10
pass breakups as a team yesterday, Mike. 10.
Wow.
How?
I didn't know that. So
yes. Pearson didn't give you that number either. Come on, Dave.
I don't really ask for how many PBUs we had.
No.
That's not the first question coming off the field.
How about 8 takeaways in the last 2 games and 9 points allowed? Is that winning football? 9 points allowed and 8 takeaways in the last 2 games.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
You know anything about it? You know anything about Indy yet?
Do I know anything about them?
Yeah. Had a chance to see them, watch them, know much about them?
I know Shane Steichen is a really, really good football coach, and they got a really good football team, and it's a shame what happened to Daniel Jones. You know, the guy's having a great year, and sorry to hear that. And he's a great play caller too. You know, we played him in Baltimore in 2023, and we had our hands full, so we had a great challenge ahead of us.
Come out of that thing fairly healthy yesterday. The hammer come out pretty clean.
Yeah, we think so. That was me knocking on wood.
Or at least
no
some
more
sort
this
of
afternoon.
Whatever sort of wood equivalent or whatever it is we're using
This
here.
is a high-level studio.
Yes, we do the best we can. Coach, thank you. Appreciate it. Two games in a row without allowing a touchdown. That seems like that's
great.
That's a pretty nice thing. And a couple of wins. And
10 pass breakups, too. Do you know that?
10 PBUs. 10. Yeah, 10 PBUs.
I prefer passes defensed because I like the use of the word
All
defense.
Right. That means we knocked them down.
Yes, 10 times.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, 10.
That's pretty good.
It's 10 of them. Coach, thank you very much. Congratulations. We'll see you again next Monday.
All right. Thanks,
There
guys.
you go. There
Good
goes
to see
Mike Macdonald. Brock, we got to get out of here as well. Tomorrow morning, though, 6 a.m., Jeff Passan with us, Daniel Jeremiah as well. Until then, the hay.
You know what else? 10 wins.
10 wins.
Pass breakups, 10 wins.
I don't know
All
if the
in
coach
barn.
knows that number. It's just the process, Brock. Just the process.
All in the barn today.
See you, everybody.
Get to the chopper!
Looking for a gap. He's got one. He's off to the races. Look out. They're not going to touch him. Touchdown! Seahawks!
Make it back-to-back 10-win seasons for the Seahawks, but they're just getting started.
We building a brotherhood. That's what it's about.
It's the Seahawks' quest to win the NFC West.
Honestly, we got a lot of special dudes on this team.
Placement, and it's blocked.
Yes. Guess who?
It's Eamon Warren. Yeah, guess who?
And it's only on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
At Washington Energy Services, we take the time to get to know you and your home. We have the passion and commitment to see each project through and to treat our work as more than just a job. For over 65 years, we've offered award-winning home services from heating and cooling, plumbing and electrical to windows and doors. Complete home improvement handled from start to comfort. For peace of mind when you need it most, count on Washington Energy Services, bringing good energy to your home.
Bump here. Seattle Youth Men's Basketball is hosting big games at Climate Pledge. Come see Washington State, and Gonzaga. Next game is December 19th against UW. Tickets as low as $20. Grab your tickets at goseattleU.com/tickets. Red Hawks rising.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who never lies. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through December 21st, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Dave Chappelle, live at Climate Pledge Arena December 9th, one night only. The comedy legend returns to Seattle. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't wait, Dave Chappelle, Climate Pledge Arena December 9th. Get your seats today.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and if you're somebody with joint pain, this will be of interest to you. Wednesday, December 17th, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
Hi, it's Dave Wyman, and this live webinar is a great education on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
Whether it's a hip like I had, a shoulder,